Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, little change so far this morning as we were awaiting the weekly jobless claims just out. We'll talk about that in a minute here coming up. The expectation for 425,000 new jobless claims from last week coming off of a pandemic low, 444,000 reported last week. Markets were pretty stable on Wednesday. We did have a muted trading session, everything ending the day as far as U.S. indexes are concerned. Little changed. More earnings to get through this morning from both the retail sector, some tech stocks as well. NVIDIA and Snowflake both reporting, both trading lower in the pre-market. We'll talk about those coming up. Got to have a look at the meme stocks once again, back to the downside this morning. 3 straight days higher for that group, now trading in negative territory. We'll have a look at AMC and GME coming up once again this morning. And crypto stocks back on watch. A few individual names with big moves in the pre-market here. Famed investor Carl Icahn talking about getting into Bitcoin finally. It's Thursday, May 27th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at how things are shaping up so far this morning. You can see NASDAQ under a little bit of pressure, 0.4% for the NASDAQ to the downside. The Dow still positive, S&P little change. Yeah, crypto's back in positive territory. You can see Bitcoin 2%, Ethereum little change so far. Crude negative. I want to get right into my screen here if we can, Robbie. We'll have a look at the 10-year. First of all, back to 161 this morning, moving higher. The initial jobless claims you can see down here. 425 expected, as I said, came out 406,000. So a little bit better on the jobless claims number right there, as I mentioned. So 425 expected, 406 on the jobless claims number. So a little bit better again, as I mentioned. 444,000 last week was a pandemic low for weekly jobless claims. So here we go, bettering that number, guys. So a bit of a positive look to that to start the day.
There you go. We can use it. And it's a minor correction. Just want to point out NVIDIA back to up 0.3% on the session. It's actually been teetering back and forth. Now they did get sold off. And to Mr. Hartman out there, I saw in the chat, and it was kind of a funny thing, and good morning to everybody, that sometimes positions go in the money because Mr. Hartman gets up and goes to the bathroom, and then it runs for him. So we can't use that method here, but I just want to let you guys know I'm in this VTNR. It's starting a rollover here, and this is going to be on the watch list, but the first one on, and it's off of like a monster gap up, 88% to the upside, and it's still within range. Like if this breaks 330, I think the floodgates could open up on it, and I'm giving it to like 365 and then try it at the high because there's absolutely nothing. Nothing above these prices. This is a big time gap up that doesn't have a top end of the range, which is why I'm using those pre-market levels to my advantage. I think we're getting a wild one in here today. I actually... It seems like it's impossible, Sean, because I know that yesterday had so many names that were on watch, but I feel like I've got quite a few more, at least like 3 or 4 more names on the iPad this morning in terms of not just stocks that are in play, but actionable levels and things that have interest going into the morning's trade. So it's shaping up to be another fantastic opportunity in the day. The market is dead flat, but there's plenty moving anyways.
Yeah, remember when we were trading on Monday, we were trading Beyond Meat, and I talked about why we liked that name, and I went long 112 on Beyond Meat, and then today when my chart finally loads, another 4.5%. I tried yesterday in the pre-market before we went live, I tried to buy 120, 150. Now today you're up to 132, 133. I've been talking about Beyond Meat for weeks and weeks. That's a beautiful 30% return there from the Hyundai bottoms when we were talking about it up to 132. So I don't want to chase this thing, but wow, Beyond Meat off again. And unfortunately, I had to reload the sticky note, by the way. My other ones was too empty. New pad here, but I don't have Beyond Meat on there, but sick to my stomach a little bit there. Not from the burger, but from the movement in the stock. But yeah, I don't feel, I get you on everything, Neil. I don't see as many plays as yesterday, but again, with NVIDIA moving around, hopefully that'll give us something. And then again, I like Snowflake. I wish that it would have held are actually stuck a little bit lower there. Snowflake, and we're going to go over all these names, so we don't want to spoil anything. But Snowflake now looking to be back, almost back positive here. We're still down that 3.8%, but big move to the downside there, 216. And we'll talk about these levels, but right back here to 228. So Snowflake and NVIDIA going to be on my watch.
Yeah, going to have a discussion about all the names moving around here in the pre-market. I can show you real quick. A little bit of a headline, a minor headline, we'll call it, on Beyond Meat, guys. They're introducing their first ever value 6-pack of their so-called irresistible Beyond Burgers across Canada as of today. So watch it for 6-pack Beyond Burgers in your local grocery store as of today. BYND up here in the pre-market. We'll have a look at that coming up. Before we do, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Hi guys, I hope this day will bring you a lot of profitable opportunities. Please enjoy the show and make sure to like this video. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. Going to be, yeah, we are now actually officially positive for the overall market. So as I was saying, we're kind of hanging out just below positive territory before that jobless claims number. So more positive sentiment here. We're going to have Arun coming up in about a half an hour to discuss the overall market itself. But if we can get another, 2 or 3 days even going into this long weekend in positive territory, not bad overall for the week. I mean, we are still, I believe, going to be negative for the month of May. We were discussing that yesterday. In fact, the first negative monthly performance in 6 for the NASDAQ. So it is going to be a little bit of a struggle to get back to positive territory. But overall, not a bad start to the day here, guys.
Yeah, not at all. And I think we sort of jump back and forth talking about the market because you read about the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is technically still down. And, the ES, look, and I'm not Arun here, guys, but you can sort of see where we're teetering, and you get early in the month, this 41.8 level has been a key one, been resistance. When it's broken, it's kind of been this support level. Now, we haven't broken away from it to get to what would be like those monthly highs. Obviously, if you hold that level, there's still some time to run here, guys. It's just a couple of trading sessions because of the holiday left. So, tomorrow is going to be that last day. It does look like, for now, we're trading at positive territory. I don't know if that report's going to do it. We're still seeing a little bit of, good numbers get reported, and then it doesn't necessarily matter. And I'm not talking necessarily about NVIDIA, but sometimes it's about where you've come from. We've mentioned this before. You're up around these highs, and it's going to take a heck of a lot to cause you to break out when it comes to a report. So it's not like you're going to get guidance that blows everyone out of the water in that particular case. Like, where's the shock supposed to come from when things are, as they say, like priced to perfection? And then that kind of works both ways, right? Where I don't think anyone got what they didn't expect out of Snowflake, but they end up getting sold anyways. And we've seen this story play out. In this earnings cycle at least, and it looks like it's going to be continuing here. You do have some strong moves. I mean, like Best Buy looking pretty decent, nowhere near what Dick's did, and what a blowout that was. Missed opportunity definitely in Dick's, and we're talking about it, and then managed not to trade Dick's Sporting Goods. But you do still have this teetering back and forth, one up day, one down day going on in the overall market, which is why you have to zero in on what is moving, and I guess why everyone's paying attention to those meme stocks and things like MOXC, which move despite having no news.
I'm just going, I just had a funny little thing here with Finnegan. What's up, Finnegan? So again, right here, Ford, top of the list here. This is just a tweet that I put out. This is the sticky note. And then Finnegan goes, I could hook you up to see the Stanley Cup in Winnipeg this summer. Yeah, would love that, but we'll probably have to wait to next summer at best, right? We got to go Leafs, go Maple Leafs. The Stanley Cup's not going to be in Winnipeg this year, guys. But Finnegan, if there are fans here, you can come to Toronto, and we would love to have you here as well. I don't know if it's still above 0 in Winnipeg or not, but if it is, well, right now we're only at 12 right now, so I don't know what it is in Winnipeg, but probably still snow on the ground. We love every Canadian city around here, and it's hockey season, so we kid. But you know what? As long as, and I don't know if I'm going to offend some American fans here, but
That's fine.
There we go. Let's just quick little break there. Okay, we would still like to see the Stanley Cup somehow return up north. So that would be really nice if that could happen. And regardless of which Canadian team wins, I'll be happy. But we would prefer the Maple Leafs, and I would prefer going to some games. So hopefully that can happen soon. I know there's some parts of Canada that have reopened. I even saw BC yesterday. You can now dine in. You can do lots of things. So restaurants are open there and everything in British Columbia. Here, we still can't even sit on patios. So we're hoping that all changes. I think it's June 2nd, and then, or no, maybe June 14th. I don't know. We have all these crazy dates. So we're looking for the reopen trade, and Boeing, a good stock today, and we'll talk about that too.
Reopen haircuts as well will be a good addition to our daily lives. I read last night that problems in Japan as well. Apparently there's a state of emergency that was declared in Japan because of increasing COVID cases once again. And they are questioning whether or not the Olympics should happen. So hopefully that will still get underway. One of the stocks that was mentioned in that tweet there, Sean, was SOS, our first guest today, Luis Barbado from Barcelona, Spain, the Day Trade the World office over in Barcelona. One of his favorites. First of all, it's great to see you, Luis. It's been a couple of weeks. Welcome back. Good to have you back on the show with us. I know one of your favorites to look at, SOS, when it comes to some crypto-related stocks and crypto-related trading. This is one that is a little bit lower price, but lots of liquidity, lots of volume, and has kind of come back to life here over the past couple of days. First of all, tell us how the past couple of weeks have gone.
It's been very good. First of all, apologize because last Thursday we got a meeting and we had some connectivity problems in the office, so I had to take care of the traders here. It's been very good. 2 weeks. Market was slowing down a little bit, as you remember, in March and the beginning of April, but last 2 weeks is a little bit more active. We have again the Wall Street bet stocks, let's say, like GAIN, AMC, COS, AXPR, all very active. So it seems that the market's a little bit shaking again. So that's very good for us. Last couple of weeks is very nice here in our office. We're following a new training course again. So next month we will be 15 more guys here, 50 traders here next month already. So SOS, as you know, as you were talking about, one of our favorite stocks because the price, volatility, volume. I was very surprised. A couple of weeks ago, we made the yearly report of where we have made the most money in the office, and this was top 3. So yes, we have it in play today. For the last days, it's been pushing up. Today, pre-market, I think was almost at night, 450. And it's a little bit struggling now to hold $4. So it's going to be very interesting stock today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, the SOSs of the world. There's BT, another one that's kind of crypto related, moving into pre-market, when some of the other ones aren't really terribly active so far today. But let's talk about the meme stocks, because let's just call them what they are. They are the meme stocks. Everybody loves them. So much opportunity in this group. How have you been approaching this past couple of days? I mean, I saw 30-40% for both AMC and GME over 3-4 trading sessions here. So are you still kind of leaning on the long side, or do we have to really be prepared for some sort of pullback today based on the fact that we are in negative territory here in the pre-market?
Well, first of all, we trade very different, both of stocks, GAIN and AMC. GAIN is much more volatile in dollars. I know maybe not in percentage, but it's moving differently in the level 2 and time and sell. So you have to wait more for the trade, be very patient, and then go in. We go on the short side on GAIN. Actually, we were shorting 230s, then 240s, and the day was running up. So, but you have to be more patient. Wait for the trade, more like a sniper shot. AMC on the other side, you can be more active. Volume, a lot of noise is going up and down. Before it does the move, it gives you a lot of little movements and a lot of clues what's going on, where is the strong hands buying or selling. So we are much more active on a stock like AMC, trying to figure out where to build the big positions, not being so much a sniper shot as we are in GAIN. Today, as you say, we see some weakness already on EMC. So we're going to lay more on this downside. If it's pop a little bit up, we're trying to get nice shorts there. I don't know if it's easy to borrow. Let me check. It's easy to borrow, but it has social restriction. No social restriction. So for us, it's very good news that no social restriction so far. I think it will go to social restriction at some point during the day, probably.
It wouldn't surprise anyone, I don't think, if we got down that 10% mark. Now, we've seen kind of a resurgence. I know you like to focus on some small cap stocks as well. We've seen kind of a resurgence over the past week or so with some of these names popping back up on the radar, doing volume, as you say. We have a few, again, this morning to talk about that VNTR. There's that TELL as well. On a day when you have, the AMCs, the GMEs moving, in addition to some of these small caps, how do you narrow your focus and choose the ones you want to actually trade?
Yeah, we try to narrow not by the number of stocks, but what we like to call a window of money. Okay, so we try to be in the stock in the window of money that there is. So when it happens that comes volume, we move to that stock. Then we leave it for a while and we move to AMC. So we check all of them, probably 6, 8 stocks at the same time. But that doesn't mean that we are trading the 8 of them at the same time. We just wait for the window of money when the volume comes or the movement that we like to trade appears on that one. So today, besides AMC and Game, of course, we're checking VTNR. I hope it breaks these 370s on the movement up. It's not going to be easy, but if it goes there, 370 and $4 is going to be a nicer stock. We're checking also, you didn't comment, LITZI. Okay, LIZI, it moved a lot yesterday in the evening. I think it's going to be very active today. It's a typical stock that it moves 30-40% one day, and then it has a second day of another 40-50. It happened months ago. It went from $4 to 20. So I think it's going to be a nice stock to take a look today as well.
We head towards the long holiday weekend in the U.S. this week. Are you expecting to see volume kind of taper off in some of these names heading into the later parts of this morning and then Friday as well?
I think we'll see a little bit lower volume after midday of Friday. After the lunchtime on U.S., I think the movement and the volume will go down a little bit. Okay, so we'll take it easy tomorrow. It's the last day of the month as well, so it's very important for day traders. Because I know it's a long term, like every day you make or lose money, but if you lose money the last day of the month, it feels almost like they are taking already from your pocket directly. I know it doesn't matter if it's the third or the last day, but the last day it's a little bit more painful mentally and psychologically to lose money. So tomorrow we will take easy. We are moving to a new office here, bigger, so we'll use tomorrow probably, if the volume goes down, to do the move into the bigger office.
Congratulations on that. Breaking news to us. So great to hear that, and best of luck with the move. We look forward to seeing the new space in the coming weeks. Luis Barbado from the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona, Spain. Best of luck today. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Say hi to Neil and Sean from my side.
We will indeed. Let's have a look, guys, at a few individual names here as we head towards the open. We talked about a few interesting ones there with Luis. That SOS, there's that LIZI that we saw pop up over the past couple of sessions, making moves with tons of volume here today. It's interesting what he said, to go from one stock to another and shift your focus throughout the day based on your trading plan just, reinforces the case that we have to come up with one of those before we get going here today.
That's exactly what you have to do, and that's what we do around here. I mean, it's you come in, you do the work, you do the preparation. And I think what he's obviously talking about too, and I just look at TEL here, is when something's consolidating like that VTNR, which it kind of is at the top, and you're sort of sitting in there and with like a stop, or you're looking for something which just made like a fresh break to the high of the day. Two very different styles of trades. Like when something is very active, breaking new highs, making breakouts, it's one thing. Or if you're sitting in a longer term trade that is now calmed down, you jump from style to style. And I think if your primary focus is looking at those big moves like a reversal, like a TEL, or he was saying if VTNR breaks out through like 375, which I obviously don't want to happen. Clearly, you can see that. But you wait for that sort of type of a move, and it makes a lot of sense if that's your primary strategy. And you try to compartmentalize these things as best you can. You'll see us trade in big caps and small caps and breakouts, and dip buys will be holding all day long off of support, and other trades that we're in for seconds at a time. So you have to know your style, set up a plan for each. It's not enough just to be able to say these are stocks that I'm interested in. Like, you have to have an idea of where you want to get in, what it means to be wrong to you, and then some sort of an idea of, okay, well, I've now traded 5 or 6. This is too many positions. How many can I manage at one time there? So waiting for volume to come certainly is a good indicator. If you do the style of trading, which we know, Luis and his office, they're very, very active scalping some of these high volume names.
Yeah, and I was just putting it again in the chat, and I mean, that is exactly why we give you, I give you, but we all have them, the sticky note, and we give it to you for free because, again, you got to plan some ideas. If you don't have any, then you're lost. I was very, very impressed. I mean, look at all these sticky notes. I even keep them for about a week or two, and then look back at them, and then put them up as NFTs. No, so those are those sticky notes, and you got to look at them. And congratulations to Luis there. 55 traders in the office. It's a
big number.
Yeah, nice windfall there. Hopefully that can get going for him and on the successful foot. And again, that's one of the best things about Day Trade the World. Our #1 sponsor here is the fact that you can put your traders into training mode, which is paper trading, and you get the quotes, you get the executions, you get everything as if you were in live mode. So I'm sure Luis definitely, you can keep your traders practicing basically in a demo mode for as long as you need to until they show profitability. So congratulations again to the Barcelona office, and thank you, Luis, again for your insight on some of those stocks. I hope you're still watching.
All right, guys, so let's jump into upgrades and downgrades for today. Number of these we've been talking about throughout the week, and video on here. We'll get to that coming up. Ford back on the upgrade side again today. Another day, another move higher for Ford. DKS earnings earlier this week. Oxy on here as well. To the downside, there's Snowflake. Pinduoduo, we mentioned yesterday, back to the downside as well. But lots of familiar names getting upgrades today.
I never knew that was Pinduoduo's symbol there. Look, yeah, I mean, you got to talk about Ford. Dick's Sporting Goods, an unbelievable move. So catch that upgrade after they just touched $100 and made the massive breakout there. I guess a lot of times they get in front of these. This has been a fantastic one. Probably, less room to catch more upside here. I don't know, it's tough to say in terms of momentum because yesterday was so big, where some of the other names on that list I think provide some opportunities for some trade there, guys.
People keep asking me about Ford, and the thing is that, we're long down here, 11:30, right? So, I don't know, Scott's been talking to me here, Scott Hall, maybe Scott Hall. Oh yeah, from former WWE fame. What's up, Razor Ramon? I love Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon's the best. Okay, yeah, if you like Razor Ramon, put that in the chat if you're with me on that. If you're too young, you may not know about Kevin Nash and those guys, but that's the Wolf Pack, baby. Okay, 1450 here. Ford is just high up. Like, they're just high right now. I think they're a little bit higher than we thought it would be. Breaking that off the investor day, I was not expecting that kind of a run. Yesterday was just a sweet, sweet day, and we actually tried to short it in the afternoon on the show, and we actually made out flat. Thank God it didn't touch that 14 level. We were shorting here, 92s, 93s, 90s. We did get some out for profit, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, we used to, yeah, what's up, Chico? Yeah, we used to NWO. Look, I used to Razor's Edge my brother all the time in our pool. Like, literally stand on the diving board, get him up there, and then Razor's Edge down in. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I'd ever let my kids do that, but yeah, that's
perfect.
why.
Sounds perfectly safe, Sean.
That's why, I got to get a toothpick. Scott all used to have the toothpick in and then flick it at people. So I love Scott Hall. I don't think he went the right direction in his life, but I'll have to do some research before I say comments like that.
Let's not get into that.
If anybody knows any connections in the WWE world, would love to have some of those characters on. But thank you for all the love on the chat here on the Wrestling Talk. But about Ford, oh man. Okay, so Ford, you know what, today I'm just looking for it to pull back into 14, that's all. Like, I don't know if we want to play a breakout of 1440, that's another 3.5%. It's just been ripping. If you get back to 14, we've seen that yesterday was resistance to the upside a whole bunch of times here, and then right at the end of the day, no surprise today that we break out through. So let's just watch out what happens on the backside of Ford here today. I think we're going to have some opportunities. I'm already bidding in here to see if it can fall back into 14. Remember, we had that area of no concern here where there's been no trading between 14 and 1430. So I'm wondering, like you, Scott, people that have such a big winner on, my whole plan, Okay, new position alert. We just got into Snowflake there. Again, so we're long Snowflake right now. But back to Ford, just, oops, go back to Ford. Don't know if there's going to be any action in between this 40 cents. So let's wait to see what happens back to 14. But right now, I got a lot bigger fish to fry with Snowflake being 60 cents spread. And your boy is in this right now. So let's see what happens. Oh, I don't have my fills on. There you go. So hold on a second. Part fill, part fill. See, this is the thing about Day Trade the World. You could definitely, lots of availability here to customize your screens. And there's the fill right there on Snowflake. So 228.58. So let's see what happens here on Snowflake. I'm long, and as per, we're not here yet, Brandon, but this, I'm sorry, Brandon, I'm skipping forward here, but we talked about this. I called Snowflake a baby Palantir for a long time. Let's see if the same thing can happen to Snowflake that happened to Palantir on their earnings day when they touched 1650 and then closed the day like 19 or something that day. So let's see if Palantir has it in it. We've already got this big winner on. I mean, it's printing 29 even now, so that's 60 cents, but hey, we want a hell of a lot more than that. Let's go, Snowflake.
Let's jump into what is moving around in the pre-market, guys. A number of analyst moves to talk about on a number of different symbols, including NVIDIA. We'll start things off with NVIDIA. They reported aftermarket yesterday, talking about benefiting from increased demand for their chips on the mining side of things, the Bitcoin mining side of things. So they had a pretty good quarter here. It was the forecast that was only in line with expectations. So the initial move for NVIDIA in negative territory, but we are seeing a little bit of buying coming back in.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 150 million, like a small fraction is going to be that mining revenue. And really, the bigger story is going to be their gaming. And when you talk, you can say the term price to perfection a million times, and it doesn't stop necessarily being true. And we had mentioned this going in, that NVIDIA, regardless of what happened, was going to have trouble getting through that top at that 650, just because you had already put in the move into earnings running up because of the chatter of the stock split, and that anticipation pushed into a range where it was going to be tough to get a follow through. And that 650 is still looming. I think it's fantastic on any kind of dip. I'm just saying that because I like it and I got into it here. And I wouldn't consider this one like a scalp trade. And people say NVIDIA is too expensive, not on a share basis, but on a, like, you know, price to sales basis relative to everybody else. But that's been true for years now. Ultimately, as far as the day trade goes, it's one of those weird situations where, given that 650 is sitting up here, I think it's a great look if you can get any kind of a pullback in NVIDIA today. Now, obviously, you look at what happened after market and would say to yourselves, well, yeah, you can stare at one of these bottoms like a 610. That just feels like it's a little bit over aggressive. Well, that's wishful thinking probably. So I'll go into like the teens and then look for any kind of return. And NVIDIA there, would I chase all the way up to 20 potentially? I mean, we're teetering essentially on a flat day. So if the market turns red, you might have to push some of those levels back. So, I mean, the first one you can talk about is maybe that 23, but that looked a heck of a lot better when we were consolidating at 30 and then making like a $7 drop. Like, usually you want that money flush out. People selling into it that expected a move to the upside, didn't get it, they sell at the open, and then you're looking for a bit of a base there. That's a heck of a lot more enticing at 23, which I had originally written down when we were sitting here about $9 higher than that particular price. So I do push that back to about that 17 area. If we get a dip into there, I think it's a fantastic opportunity to catch some NVIDIA. And if it gets to 650, I think there's going to be resistance at that level for sure. You know, overall, if you own it, you just sort of hold on to it. The fact that it's even flat and not being sold is almost a positive sign.
Remember when we talked about NVIDIA 604 and we tweeted that out, guys? So again, you know, money where our mouth is always. It's all about credibility and accountability. And then, so that was my last long, guys. 604. I was beating the drum on NVIDIA, telling you guys that, you know, that release of the stock split is way, way better news than we were giving it credit for that day. So we loaded up down here at 604. So that was our last buy, so 625. I'm expecting it a hell of a lot higher. I want to get longer into the 620s, but guess what else is happening? Watch out for your monitors. Snowflake right now. There's the end, 228.50. It's up in the, I mean, it went up $4 in the money there. We're going to hold it, but if you want to take that profit, there it was, I mean, you could take, it hung around $3 for a while, 232 there, I guess 250. Now it's starting to fade back a little bit. But watch, the spread is $1. So, you know, we're not going to ring the register here, but just if you were watching it, again, it's all on here. It's all on the sticky note. There's that trade. If you took it and you got out, you're already cruising. You might not even need to trade the rest of the day. You're welcome, but I'm still here.
30 minutes to go before the open. Let's bring in Arun here. We'll get a check of what is going on in the futures so far this morning. They seem to like that weekly jobless claims number, Arun. This 4,200 magnet continues to play, though.
Yep, it's day 3. We're in the same area. There's not a whole lot that's changed over the course of the 3 days for me, really. 42.15 is the level I've got up top. 41.55 is the level I've got down below. I'm looking for potential shorts above 4,200. And if we can get down below 90 into the 85s, and we start to set up, I do need a setup down there. And then I can look for a long down there. I mean, we're stuck in a range. We got to play it accordingly, right? So in terms of what to expect, well, let's just go towards the end of the day today, because I think that's where the most of the volume would come in. Is there's some volatility that will come in partially from the, I believe the MSCI rebalance, and also it is a long weekend coming up. So most people like to take an extended long weekend. So I expect Friday to be quite quiet. So today would be the majority of the volume through the 2 different reasons, the balance, the rebalance, and the holiday volume kind of kicking in, or the final little push before the holiday. So the majority of the volume I'm looking forward towards the end of the day. And then tomorrow, I am expecting a quiet day. I mean, you can always be pleasantly surprised, but tomorrow I expect a quiet day. But today is the majority of the trade I'm expecting to be done towards the end of the day. For now, it does look like the market wants to go back towards this 4,200. We're at 41.98 right now. I do need a setup. It does look like it's got some push, some bias to the upside. So we'll let it go, see what it's got above 4,200. If it's kind of sets up on the short side, you got to take that shot on the short side. And of course, you got the long below 41.90, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning as we head towards the open here, guys. As I mentioned, under 30 minutes to go. Let's talk about Snowflake, Sean. Their loss more than doubled in the current quarter, but their sales also more than doubled in the current quarter. So does that kind of cancel each other out there as far as things are concerned? Because as we're seeing, here we go, back to the upside for Snowflake.
So you're saying maybe I should get out? Yeah, no, that report doesn't sound that great, but this is the thing about Snowflake. Look, I mean, I don't know where this is going to go. You know, we're in the money, this $2 right now. It was a bad report, but not as bad as it could have been, I guess. And that's sort of what I look at, and that's why I say that about Palantir, right? And it's just a matter of, let's see if new money comes into this name off of this report. That's really all that I'm trying to do here, trying to figure out, do we see this 240 break today? If we do, I want to be long. So, you know, I think that's just true of what happened with Palantir, where they came out with a report that wasn't great, but wasn't maybe as bad as people expected based on the recent moves, right? So Snowflake makes this move to the bottom and then all of a sudden starts to pick itself back up again, right? Probably ahead of this report. But the thing about it is, you know, the move in the NASDAQ has been quite large, right? We're above this 50-period moving average. That's another reason why I like it. If it gets dumped back into 220 area, I don't even think I'll dump this. We're long 228, so it's not a big deal. But we will probably average back into the long there. I'm not even really looking at, like, I read the numbers, and like you said, loss, 203 million, 70 cents a share, double, sales doubled, right? That's what people are paying up for. So you led sort of this story with that, and I just think that this is what happens with IPOs, right? This is what happens with new companies. This is what happens with new technology, new ideas. They're going to lose money. We know that. We've seen the Amazon story. We've seen Tesla. Tesla went from like, what, $50 to $500 before they even made $1. It might have even been worse than that. So who knows where Snowflake eventually is going to wind up. But, you know, based on valuation, obviously their PE is going to be not even existent. So you can't base this on valuation. All I'm really doing, basing this on momentum. And we've seen what happened. We saw what happened with Palantir. I just think that this is worth the shot. Look, I could have took that 1 times daily goal there. Like I said, we could have been out of this and then enjoyed ourselves at the pool, blah, blah, blah. But but we're here to make money. We're going to try to take a spot here. I like this snowflake trade. It broke through the level, so I'm going to hold on to this one as much as I can. Even back, like we did have some 220 areas here. That could be a level, so we're going to wait to see what happens. But look at the spread, man. It was 50 cents. It was $1 for a while. When it opens up, it gets even bigger than that. So fool's game putting stop orders in here, I believe, to get out of this. But I needed to put the stop order to get in because I didn't want to miss the boat. These sticky note levels have been so good that I don't take them. Like yesterday on Zscaler. Do you guys remember Zscaler? ZS? I even had people message me and said, what the hell is ZS? They thought maybe it was a crypto name. Nope. Come on, where is this stock? Is it on NASDAQ or NYSE? I can't even, are we frozen here? Neither one's working. There it is. Okay, here goes Zscaler finally. I thought I had NASDAQ the first time. Remember when we had that 192 listed yesterday? Well, here's the break of 192. I didn't take it. The thing ripped up to 200. Okay, so that was a mistake there. We didn't take it in the pre-market because I thought it was too thin. We had 192. Some people took it. They asked me why I didn't take it. I don't know. So today we're going to take Snowflake. That ripped up $7 off that sticky note level yesterday. So did come back in, and look where it stopped at, 192 again. So let's see if Snowflake can hold this level. I'm obviously bullish on it, but it's not for a long-term play. Let's just see if we get to that 240. Longer term, I'd like to see it pull back before I get it.
One thing that's important to note about Snowflake is straight from the CEO's mouth. It's a 5 or 10 year play. Be patient. Be patient is what he literally said on the call. And then you have that news, and you have the losses that came in, and the stock is only down 2%. And if that, it's going to be gapping. Well, not gapping. Look, it's not necessarily gapping up. It's gapping up from the lows in the post market, which traders are going to care about, which is showing that bit of a bullish line. If that's going to happen, I looked immediately to say that 225 is going to be support on the day today. And if that breaks, that's when you're in trouble. You go to the daily chart, 245 is an obvious breakout price. Like if you're just waiting around for this thing to get going on its own, you look at 245 and above that price of breakout. You close above there and you're likely to get that move finally into the 300s. But as the CEO saying patience and the numbers aren't fantastic and the market's not selling it, what should that tell you? We've seen stocks get punished for a heck of a lot less in this earnings season.
All right, let's go to meme stock land. We heard Lewis, if you joined us earlier, talking about the possibility of patience needed today, guys. We are seeing a little bit of a bounce here for some of these, but AMC, GME, both still in negative territory. AMC 4% to the downside. I mean, this thing's up better part of 40% since the beginning of the week. So what do we do with these today?
I mean, it's like Lewis said, and congratulations to him, because I have my stop at 65, thank goodness, not 75, but I know he's trying to get that long on VTNR, which is now at 430, by the way, guys. So he just talked about that through the high of the day at that 375. You wait for the key levels where I think everyone's looking, and something like an AMC, and I'm just going to quickly show you guys yesterday's action because it just turned around off of 1840. And here's 1840 for you right here in the afternoon. Everyone is looking at $20. Obviously, that's going to be a big level. Look, it's a round number. It's options. We're going into the last Friday of the year tomorrow, and it is a previous high just above that 20 level the last time it squeezed up here. So that's a big one, but it's got to chew through some of these levels to the top, and this is not a coincidence either. Pre-market, where does it run to? This 1916 area. This was a pivot in the afternoon, and then an afternoon support hold. So I just simply look to see off of the open if we get a rinse and repeat. And this is the same thing I looked. I mean, it's interesting because BlackBerry has the same setup as it did the day before, and AMC's not too dissimilar. You look at the gap up. You're like, okay, well, can it hold the previous level? Not necessarily, and we talked about this at 7 o'clock, this little ramp, and then the breakout at 1720, and then that was where the dip buy was going to be. And if you sort of follow the same kind of logic here, you're sort of thinking that it doesn't have to be 18 even, and that's why I highlight that entire area from that 18 to like that 1840. Now we've already tested the 7 o'clock breakout area and gone down and through it, so everyone's put that trade on at 1850, which is probably why you have to look at that lower level, and then you're talking 18 to 1820. So those are the two areas I'm looking for. At 9:30, if the market sells into them, that's the first bounce I'm watching for on AMC. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat, but I mean, give me a break. If a stock wants to do this similar thing every single day and you can take advantage of the pattern, sometimes you got to do something even if it seems obvious.
Okay, yeah, yesterday we hit AMC real early, guys, and I just want to bring it up to everyone's attention today. AMC not really even on the imbalance locator. Like when you've done 8 million shares, and we'll probably be at 10 by the open, if not more. 142,000 shares is nothing. Let's go, Snowflake. Hopefully that can go to the moon right now, as that's starting to go up now nicely for us. But AMC with the sell side, I'm not going to talk too much GameStop because I just trade AMC. You guys know that. So right here, AMC yesterday, we were lucky enough to short it at the end of the day and actually did quite well off this short. You guys remember we got out 1950. We were getting trash talked on here for shorting it, which I should be. And it was just up to $20. We shorted in front of 20. That was on our list yesterday. And guess what? It's on it again today on the sticky note. It's AMC. Watch out for the 20 short. So we're going to short this, I believe, into 20. And then when it breaks, man, we're going to go hella long through 20. So trust me on this one. I'm going to be here for you guys. I want to go long. I want to push this thing as far as we can through 20 and to the moon. But for right now, it's pulling back in, but you have this consolidation. I know Neil just talked about this level 1850. So we're going to see what happens there. If you break that bottom of the day, you may get a little lower, but I don't think the heart pumping and the chest pumping and the high fives and the bromance is done with AMC or GME yet. So let's just keep this in our minds here, because we could easily break this 19, and I think it's a no-brainer long through 19. So that's my first target, long through 19. And then I do want to have it up on the side. I have 3 other level 2s up. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Wow. Who was that? Nice, Lucas. Where's your team, man? Like, you're doing this all yourself. Lucas definitely needs a raise. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, I have AMC right here. So that's my main stock to watch, along with the one that I'm showing you guys. So we're going to watch AMC for pullbacks. I like it into 18, but I also like a 19 break northbound. And hopefully we don't get stopped out like we did yesterday for a 50-cent loss as it goes $2 in the money.
A lot of things starting to move here. That SOS VTNR. I mean, remember, that thing was $5 early on this morning, so heads up on both of those. SOS. Let's get into some of these crypto stocks. SOS, one of those moving here early on so far this morning. BTBT, there's MicroStrategy back in positive territory. I saw a big expensive stock, MSTR. But Carl Icahn saying yesterday, finally, he is looking to get into cryptocurrencies, quote unquote, in a big way, guys, equaling more than $1 billion, according to reports from Uncle Carl.
Yeah, I mean, well, Uncle Carl makes a move like that, and that's probably why you see, of course, everyone's sitting there watching Spot do absolutely not really a heck of a lot. I mean, it's a small move to the upside. We're still trying to get back above 40,000 in Bitcoin, but you see SOS 20%. I mean, across the board, all of these going to be the upside, and maybe his play is going to be in the equity side. I think that's some anticipation. Of course, there was some consolidation in these names before, which we're heading into anyways. Pretending to maybe a little bit of a break. Watch out for like a 475. I mean, it has to get through $4 first. I'm talking about SOS in particular, and then you look at that 450, which also happens to be the 50 period. Now, this had gotten sold on a 4 break earlier on in the session. This wasn't on a ton of volume, and now we're retesting that same level, so you're getting these spikes in here. That's the first level that has to go through here, guys. So I think if you take out this 410, you're probably looking immediately back to like a 395, where we've reversed every single time here. I tend to play on the short side of SOS. This is one of those days where doing it off of the open, I'd rather play it in a small cap unrelated to this space, so you won't see me short at 930 on SOS, which sometimes I'd be doing it on the setup. It's not the day to make that type of play in my estimation. I think the break is probably going to be a little bit better of an idea, because I think you know where your stop can be if you take a 410. I'd be much more comfortable with a 395 area stop on something like an SOS. And you can trade any of these ones that you want, guys. I think chasing the volume tends to make a little bit more sense, and that's why you guys look at your Riots and your Maras. But is it going to be deal speculation? I don't know. I can tell you that SOS for now is the most violent in the pre-market and probably gives you the best volatility. I'm just showing you Riot as a contrast. It is basically doing nothing here, about 300,000 in volume, versus SOS, which is a few million and actually moving pre-market. So that's why I'm watching that symbol.
So Bitcoin, we'll talk about that quickly here. It's kind of just caught here. I'm just logging into something. I got to check, make sure I get some shorts on things. Okay, Bitcoin right now is basically in this range, and it's been here for, I mean, it's only been 3 or 4 days, but back to the 24th here, we did get that break of said range. I mean, we can even zoom out even more. Basically, actually we can go all the way back Bitcoin's been in quite a good range from 36 basically to 40 up and down. We did get a couple breaks there of 36, which created, this V-shaped kind of recovery there in Bitcoin. But remember, this is one day, if not just a few hours. Remember, this is a 15-minute chart. So we did get that dip down to 30 again, 31.5. And now you rip back upside. Like just from midday Tuesday or Monday, when you got 31 up to 39, that's 20% plus right there just in a couple of days, right? So that's the kind of capabilities that Bitcoin does have. I don't think Uncle Carl, and maybe he'll give me a shout today. We'll find out, where he is on all of this. What, like Brendan said, or is he buying equity? Are we buying the actual coins? What is he doing? Maybe he's in already, maybe he's not. I don't know if that really matters that much, but, we've seen Bitcoin move with Elon Musk talk, right? So let's just see here on a 1-minute chart. You could get a tweet, at any time. And if you do get one, guys, we just touched 39,985, okay? So any positive talk, you have to be watching some of these names, whether or not it be GBTC, whether or not it be the Ethereum Trust or something, because if you break through 40,000 here on Bitcoin, then I think that there's going to be a little bit of a run happening. So watch out for that 39,985 break, which is basically 40. We're gonna watch out for that. If you have Bitcoin on your radar, that 40,000 break, I think if you're trading coins, you could take that 40,000 break. Like buy Bitcoin at 40,000, and then to me, hold it at least back down to 39. I mean, that's worth it, and then back down. Remember, if you just take away some zeros, man, just treat this as a $40 stock, and then think about how you would trade that and trade it appropriately. A lot of people don't understand. I mean, everybody on our chat will understand this, but you could buy 0.001 of Bitcoin or whatever value you want of that. So I would trade this as a stock, and I would trade it through 40,000.
All right, Ford now pushing 4% in the pre-market, up 2% just since we sat down here, guys. It was Wells Fargo, Deutsche Bank, RBC, and a slew of others, all with upgrades on Ford today after the investor day. They all have great ideas as well. They were talking about how much they're going to spend by 2030 on their electrification of their fleet. So people liking that news.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that they're a little late to the party, but you guys know where we started buying this, and we bought this thing at 6 or 7 on a rebound, and then we bought it recently on this dip here. I'm a buyer of Ford on every single dip, and again, that is just what it is. Let's wait to see. I did tell people, and I even put it on the sheet here, that Ford I thought was a little overextended the last couple days. I mean, a little bit. We broke that 50 period just May 20th. So May 20th, we were at $12. Now you're up to 14 and change, right? This is an old company, man, with old money in it. I don't think a lot of traders are going to sell their shares. People holding this for a long time, just like myself. I'm not selling anything here at the top. Ford is in my retirement fund, which may be happening sooner rather than later based on some of these stock calls. So I like Ford. You're going to see it through 1450 in just a couple minutes. Big time trading happening today. I would love to get this thing back here. Breaking 1450 seems obvious as a call that I can make here, but I'm focused on Snowflake right now. I want to watch AMC. So let's just wait for Ford, and hopefully you guys can help me out on the chat if Ford does come back in, because it's going to be on my radar, but I don't want to miss it. And honestly, do we just take that? I mean, there it goes. Like 1450 just went like butter there ever since we just started talking about it, Brendo, and it just up more, as you were saying. So I don't really have any key levels for Ford, man. On the daily, it's way off now. We're at all-time highs here. Well, it's not going to be all-time, but since the last, I don't know, we'll find out, 10 years maybe here for Ford. So let's watch out here. 1450 coming faster than you think. On the imbalance locator, that's the only thing I can go off right now. I mean, look at this, man. 2.5 million shares buy. Like, people are loving Ford, and thank you very much.
Ford, you talk about that buying balance, and we've seen dips off of that before. This is the second time it's tested 1450 pre-market. So what you kind of do expect with like 10 minutes to go to the open that you're going to get a bit of a pullback here. And the key level that I look at, and again, it's just going to be pullbacks based on pre-market volume because you're not going off anything else. It might give you a scalp off of that 35 area, but there was a lot of chop in that 25, which feels a little bit more comfortable to me. One thing I've learned as a lesson from pullbacks in Ford off the open is it's always a little deeper than you think, and sometimes the bottom doesn't get put into like a 1030 if it's going to make that move. But that's a double top at that 1450 level now in the pre-market, so a couple of times it's broken and failed at that 1450. That does mean that it's all the much better if it makes an afternoon break at that same price. So you're talking that sort of 130. If it doesn't break the low of the day, that 14 even, we consolidate somewhere in that 1450, 1420. You get that 130 break, maybe 230, somewhere around that time at a 1450 level. So you never erase something like that, even if it doesn't go at the open.
All right, Best Buy on the list, guys, up in the pre-market here on pretty light volume after a beat for them. Good report for Best Buy. We're going to move on to Boeing, though. Good look here for Boeing, trending nicely already in the pre-market to the upside. Boeing's biggest rival, Airbus, reported they didn't report, but they said they're going to up their manufacturing, up their production throughout the remainder of this year and into next year because of what they're saying is going to be just through the roof demand. So Boeing benefiting from that. They also said they're going to pay a very small fine for them. I mean, it was $17 million on settlement when it comes to the latest electrical problems for the 737 MAX. But we're up, 2.5% here for Boeing, guys.
The market loves it when you get certainty, and the fine that small is, it's essentially non-existent, to be honest with you, and that's definitely good news. You're already in the midst of two types of breaks here, one through 245. Another is it's now closed. Giving a shot to obviously close above the 50 period here is going to happen as well. So it's sort of all systems go to get a move back up into 260, 270, and you sort of also can talk about the money coming back, sort of rotating into some of those some cyclical names as well. We talked about that with U.S. Steel, and Boeing is not necessarily in the same level of consolidation, but it's making a bit of a breakout from an obvious 245 level. And the problem here, of course, day trading in Boeing is, okay, well, so I like 245 as new support. Am I going to get a $3 move to the downside, or are we just looking at a 250 break? I kind of like both of those trades here in Boeing. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to defend and get like a 245 long off of this. Maybe I call it pre-market lows around 244. I don't know which is going to come first, but I always prefer that dip buy because I like buying in front of support as opposed to breakouts, especially in stocks with a bit of a spread. But Boeing, for me, I got to have 245 if it comes to the downside. That's one that if it had happened in the pre-market, it's not going to. We have 10 minutes to the open. It's not falling $3 right now. So if we had it in the pre-market, we definitely would have no problems with it, but it's in the midst of a break, so it's finding longs as a day trader in a stock like this when you got the momentum bias in your favor.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Sean, and someone said, why does Sean always trade faux every day? That's not me trading faux, guys. I don't trade faux. I love faux. We yam up faux. We're recently been eating a lot of ramen. So ramen's not a lot of it, but when we do Uber Eats, I prefer ramen right now over faux, but I love pho. It's faux, whatever you want to call it. I'm Italian. Okay, for $15 here, maybe someone can explain the proper pronunciation. I think Brendan said it's pho, right, Brendo?
It is. I know.
Okay,
along those lines.
Something along those lines. I just talked about Ford not being up here for a decade. It's actually half of a decade. The last time we were up here was about 2016, 2015. And Ford, again, they've gone through some different share restructuring and things like that. But I just want to call up, this is a monthly chart. So this is the kind of movement that we're talking about. This is why, guys, we were buying at $6, $7, right? That's a big break, multi-year break from the lows upside. And then right now, this is the area a little bit of concern for us. Like, does it get to 18? Hell yeah, it gets to 18. And it gets to 18 this year, most likely, okay? So you want to call? There's a call for you, all right? But the point about it right now is we're into this area of concern for me, like $15. It basically didn't do anything here 4 or 5 years. It got as high as 18, then just chilled out. And then finally, when the bottom fell out, it did eventually go. But I just want to give everybody a little bit of a longer term look here on Ford Motors because, we're at this area now of a little bit of concern for me. So there's 1450. It didn't hold. So I don't want to go short. I do want to go long back in. Watch out, guys. Our friendly neighborhood Bitcoin right now about to break through 40. And look, I'll stamp it. Go long 40. There it is. So let's see what happens. I could be completely wrong on this one. But again, I'd give myself probably $1,000 worth of room here. And again, treat it not as a coin, guys. Treat it as a stock at this point. It's trading like that, so you can do that. I would give it about 1,000, so I think you have a bit more of a chance to make the 1,000 than lose the 1,000 on this Bitcoin break of 40.
All right, let's go to OCGN. A few minutes to go here, guys, before we get to the open. Ocugen back on watch again. today. It's been a busy trade over the past couple of days, although it really hasn't done much. We learned earlier in the week that the FDA was not going to receive or talk to any other companies regarding emergency use authorization for a COVID-19 vaccine. Ocugen comes out this morning and says, but we started talking to the FDA back in January of this year regarding this. You remember they submitted their master file for this as well, going back to March of this year. So in their minds, they've already opened this discussion. So they're saying, yes, we're still going to apply and hopefully get emergency use authorization for their Covaxin COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's not necessarily moving today, and I'll be a little bit more excited if it makes a press into 950. Certainly, if this stock breaks 725, I'm going to show you on the 15-minute chart here, that could be a bit of a problem. And you look on the daily chart as well, there's going to be room to like a $5 or $6 level. So, unless we're breaking that low, or at least even testing it, or pressing up into that 950 area, which would need it to break that 50 period, it's probably going to be a no-fly zone. I mean, the volume's only okay this morning, but I mean, you look what's happening with VTNR and TEL. I think there's going to be some more exciting places to go to in the smaller cap space. It has some more movement. Ocugen, of course, once it gets going, it can be a good one, but it's found a bit of a floor at that 725.
I'm just putting in a bid here for NEO because it did break. We had NEO on the bottom there, 38. Guys, I put on the chat there. Let me know what you think about today's sticky note. There, it's a little bit of a different. I only highlighted 5 or 6 names, so you could definitely see that. NEO right now looking to break that 38. So there's 38.08 right there, yesterday's high. It looks like we're going to test that, not taste that. Oh man, this foe is on my mind. Yeah, upside right there, nice little break upside. So we're gonna have to watch out for that. Could fade back in. You have 37.50. These are the levels that I'm looking at. That's where I just put my bid, a little bit low side down near VWAP here. So we're gonna watch out for that. And then I was typing it in Twitter. People asking me about that. There goes, Bitcoin just broke. It went to 40,200. I mean, you can see it right now. It's coming back in right now. But there's the high, 40,135 on Kraken anyways. So that's going to go higher and higher. There's the Bitcoin break. So if you scalped out $100, you scalped out $100. I still think there's more to go there. So congratulations if you did that. But NEO right now been so strong the last couple of days. It looks a lot. I mean, there's a lot of names that look like this. DraftKings. We just looked at Snowflake, Palantir. There's a lot. See Bitcoin. So there you go again, man. We're going to win again and again and again here. As there it is, man. I told you, smash that 40,000 level on Bitcoin. So there it is. Nice little win there for you, straight to the upside. Like if this was a $40 stock, remember now you're in the money 25 cents. You could just look at it like that, guys. That's how I would be trading Bitcoin. And again, another win, man. We've been loading up on some of these crypto names, including something called Matic, guys. Polygon has been going crazy. We loaded that one up at low dollar there, now 220, ADA, Cardano, we love that. And of course, we love some Ethereum. So get on that crypto train, guys, if you want to be part of it now. Might be leaving the station.
All right, let's go to small cap world. A couple of them on the list. Again, busy morning for small caps. We mentioned this one, Tellurian, oil and gas company, picking up one of Royal Dutch Shell's manufacturing facilities in the U.S. So that was the news today. So up big time on that. If you go to the daily chart, this area we're in right now, 420 to 440, big time resistance on the daily chart going back a couple of months above that, $5, and then there's not much until 550 above that. This level down here, 365, 370 was support in the pre-market as well. A lot of volume trading there before it did make its move to where it is now. So watch 420, 440 for TELL, guys.
And the other name, of course, on that list is going to be up 150% now. Of course, is going to be that VTNR. And Luis, who we just had on, was mentioning that 375. I told you guys I had my stop shy of that level because of the consolidation that it had. No one ever went broke taking profits, so make sure you have that and make sure you have a bit of an out. It looks like it's made a bit of a turn here off of 475, and watch out for this 440. This is sort of primed for one of those little maybe potential dumps, and if it gets into $4, guys, and can't hold that, fair enough, you can turn a bit bearish. But with 3 minutes to go here, I do anticipate it has a chance to get very quickly back into this 4 range where there was a lot of consolidation. I think you're probably targeting that if you're still bullish on the name. We mentioned Best Buy, at least I think we did. But I want to quickly throw out here 118.40. If it gets down to this level off the open, looking for a bit of a long on Best Buy. Solid earnings, strong move, and if you go into the daily chart, it has also made a bit of a breakthrough, trying to get towards its high. It's been sleeping a little bit, and you don't always trade a stock like this until you get those earnings. So if we catch a 188.50, or sorry, a long in front of 188.40, somewhere, if you get 50s, fantastic, but you can take 60s, 75s. I'll be in that range on any dip in Best Buy.
Yeah, I remember talking about Mark Roberts on that one. We had differing opinions on Best Buy. I was long, he was short. Best Buy. Snowflake coming back in right now. Oh, guys, by the way, look at crypto again right now, guys. It just ripped to 40,400. So we're 40% there on that call. So there it is right there. Hopefully you guys have that Mara, BTBT, all of that in there. So 928.30 right now, going to the upside. Let's see what happens at 225, 226 there. But I just kid about Mark Roberts. He's made some great calls there. But we did like Best Buy sub 100 there, and now you're up to 130 or whatever it was today. So good call for anybody. I'm not in it, so I like Best Buy. I've liked it for a while. But okay, Snowflake, just to give you guys an indication there, it did rip up, man, and we talked about display. I'm willing to, wow, Bitcoin now 40,500, guys. So we'll hit the swishes on those ones. But Snowflake, we're gonna hold this, see if we can get longer in the 222s, and then basically see what happens if it ever comes back down to day low. It'll be a big hit for us, but the month that we're on right now, let's just let this roll. With only a minute to go, some ideas on board.
One more to get to, because I know we talked about the meme stocks, and probably want to show you this pattern. I know we showed you double pattern on AMC, but this is ridiculous on BlackBerry. 895 yesterday was a pre-market high, and then it broke that even dollar. You talk about it here in the Making the Run. What's the pre-market? 995. I mean, just $1 higher, same setup. This pullback holding the afternoon top at 960 as well. So you have some cover, and that's exactly where support has been. So you're looking at the same rinse and repeat. You're looking at a 10 even break. Even if it fails, if a 10 even break fails, you're looking for a retracement into 960 to even try again. So you take two cracks at a level like that when you get a chance to do it. Miss V is on the bell. No, I shouldn't say it.
We're going to go long AMC, guys, right now. AMC's at 19 right now, so watch out for that coming right up. Yeah, 10 seconds deal. Hit that. Let's go. We're getting ready to rock and roll. AMC just flying right now, guys. Up and down and around. Like, where is this thing going to go? Yeah, let's go. What's up, D? All right, here we go. So we're live and we are open. So the only position we have on is Snowflake, but we are watching AMC. I told you we'd have that on our watch today. So AMC back down and up. Like, this is just nuts. 1880, 1890, 1870. Pick your poison right now as it's trying to figure out these imbalances. So we'll wait for that to settle down and then get going. Is it open yet? I don't see any ends printing yet.
I don't think it's open
We'll
yet.
wait to see. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. No, I don't think it is, but it's calmed itself down. Watch out for a 19. We may get in trouble on a 19 break just because there's so much liquidity here, but let's wait to see. Snowflake just bouncing around, not doing anything. We're flat on this name, guys.
Yeah, I mean, watching Boeing is a turnaround off 250, so no 250 break. Still watching for 245, but I'm all eyes on AMC because it held this 1840. I didn't really see a heck of a lot of action down there, so maybe you could have caught that bid. If it comes again, I'll take a shot at it, but I'd love to see this opened up a little bit here. This range is pretty crazy. The 19 break is looming, so it is what it is, but I love that dip buy much better. We'll see what happens as it goes. You get it?
All right, yeah, there goes AMC. So we're long at 04 right now. No, I mean, like I said, this is not going to be a monster play right now, but hey, we will take this to the moon. We're still waiting for a 20 look, so let's see. We are long. I told you guys were all concerned like, oh, Sean's going to go short on AMC. No, I told you we're a bull on this name, so let's just see how high it can go up, but we're not foolish. We will take a quick little win right there. So Pokeroo, who are you? Nobody knows, but AMC to the moon right now, so let's wait to see. 918, a nice cover there on 20%.
Yeah, I mean, that's at level to the top side, that 19, 15 area. I think you can get to that 20 eventually today, but first things first, you got to scalp it. TEL did make a move. I mean, it's attempted to make a move off the open. There we go. Attempted to make a move off the open to the upside, but it retook four even. The second it broke this lower high, that 388, that's what I grabbed to the short side on TEL. VTNR came in hard, but I missed that one. So TEL to the short side. I got some AMC to long. So if you can't get the dip buy, you got to go for the breakout trade. And speaking of that, look, TEL's going to go on the money. Who cares? Speaking of that, Boeing here. Thank you. Boeing here reverses off that 250 like I mentioned and can't even get through the first pullback at 247. So Boeing off to the races. The break is still in play.
Okay, so we're long a bunch of different things here, man. We got Palantir long, but we're not going to give this too much room. We talked about, trying this long, so we're going to do that. But again, into NASDAQ weakness, and I did put this on our chat, and I think I tweeted it out as well, that we got to stay away maybe from Palantir today. So we'll baby try this one. Once it breaks through 22, we'll get out a little bit lower than that. But we're long Palantir right now, and we're also long NIO. Good one, 37.79 here. Let's see where this goes. What up, Bree?
People are liking 6-packs of Beyond Burgers apparently in Canada, guys. What a move. Wow. 135, 140 incoming here, up almost 10% for Beyond Meat, guys.
Oh, there it goes. And that's VT. Look at VTNR. As I'm getting tell, right off $4. We're sitting in that rollover, and it's like if you short this one instead of 440, it goes right into 4. It's now bouncing back to the upside at 425. So a bit of a bullish look. If this thing cannot hold and we get below VWAP, that is going to be your classic failed breakout going into the open, and then the hard reversal. So big level coming up there. I'm looking for the reload around these quarters. A 3 quarters in AMC as it's pulling back off 19. For now, it's consolidating just above that price, but watch out for this 4 and VTN are going to be a big level for sure. And then just to come back, because I know we had mentioned BlackBerry off the bat. Obviously, if you're not getting a monster break in AMC, BlackBerry going in the other direction and going the other direction hard, breaking through all the support levels. I'm canceling my 10 order. Breakout because I don't want that fill. I want to assess how it looks when it gets through 960, which was that other price that we'd like to that downside. So if it retakes that level, I might be fading into this one if I like the long, as opposed to taking a breakout.
Okay, looking to see some more opportunities here. We just got out of, well, not out, we've been getting out of NEO, so nice trade there. We're going to hold this one back to 37 and see what it does, but we're just getting out of some of that stock. So that's one problem. Not one problem, that's a good trade. One problem, though, right now is Snowflake, because it is coming downside. So we thought this could have that Palantir run in it. If it does, it's going to have to start happening soon, guys, because we'll go long again down here, but we're stuck on this trade. It was a great one, and we should have got out, but, we do hang our hat on some of these trades. So there goes Palantir out for flat. Basically, we're able to take some 22.15s. Not a good day to hang your hat on longs, right? We talked about that, so we're not going to do that. We're going to rinse and repeat out on Palantir. Maybe this is going to be a short today on this name, so AMC come crashing back down. We did take some 70s, so we got to watch out for some low side breaks now on AMC. Like, if this breaks through 18, I think we're going to be out, but I'm going to load up a little bit more ahead of 18, and then we'll get out if it crashes back through. Thank you, Ms. V, for that reload.
Yeah, this is, for me, I'm not giving it that much room on AMC. 1840 was that key level. We're right here right now. If it breaks 30s, I'm going to be out. But this was the consolidation that I wanted in snow around 225. This is the level we're going to be testing. It just retook it. And I like the, look, I always like it when you get up back through a level on a break in the open. So you've held that level. You look to catch it on the way back up. That's the way I prefer an entry. I want to cross live a little bit here. I don't want to chase it too far. But there we go. I got 225.55. This is the price I want on the dip. This is the one we're going to get. Brendo, what's up, buddy?
We talked about that increased production guidance from Airbus, guys. The biggest engine supplier for said Airbus. GE skyrocketing here, 3.5% coming into significant levels for GE, guys.
All right, we're still, I'm still waiting for this Palantir to make a move. I'm also watching NEO right now. We have Snowflake again, so we're going to watch this one go to the high side. Hopefully this can run. We'll wait for that. Ford all the way back down, right? We talked about that. We talked about, you guys asked me, like, what do we do with Ford, man? What do we do with Ford? And there it is, man, the break, 1450, and then right back down into 14. So some of my bids are getting ready, but they're still a little lower than this. So let's see if Ford does give something back now to the downside here for Ford. So let's give it a shot and see where we go now on F, baby.
This is, like, AMC is going to, every single day, give me a break. Every single day, you're going to do the same thing. That 1840 level even shows its face in the pre-market. It dips down to that price. We're going to buy in front of it. And then, look, if you put, and this is the same thing yesterday's action. If you put the stop at the even dollar, you get burned. Give it a little extra room. I didn't even get creative with it. It was literally 10 cents lower. So if it had just ticked down below 1830, I would have been out of it. That's probably stupid. Probably should have been like a 27 or 28. Give it a couple extra cents there. But either way, we're back to that 19. I still want to be holding some kind of a long in this stock, just in case you make the run to 20. Am I going to try shorting 20? I don't know. There's a pretty good chance that's going to be the case if it gets there. First things first, there's another dollar in the way, and there's some scalp trades to be had, guys. I just got Boeing, as you guys mentioned it, through 250. Did I like the dip buy better? 100%. but you got to take the trade that's in front of you. This stock came in after rejecting 49s, came in $2. That's all it would sell off. Give me a break. So I guess we got to take the breakout. There's no pullbacks in sight yet on Boeing. If it holds VWAP, fair enough. My stop's going to be at that 247, and from there, I can look for that better price in front of that 45 if I ever get it, which I'm hoping I don't, obviously.
All right, yeah, so we ran that AMC as well, man. We picked up a nice bid there in the 70s. Obviously, we didn't get anything in the 40s. We did put a bid at 25. That didn't happen. It went right down to 30 there. So a good one there. And sometimes you're lucky not to get triggered out there at some of these levels. Like if it went to 18 and a quarter, that would have been difficult, and especially 18 there on the bottom side. So be very, 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 very careful. Oh my God, I just got an email. Diamonds now on sale. Okay, so that must mean something. So maybe we do have to hold these shares for diamond hands now to see where we go from there. Ford back in. Palantir. Oh man, I want to go long this name, but again, I'm a little bit nervous about the NASDAQ here. That's a nice little bump up. So, you know, some of these longs that we have on board, we have to be very, very careful with. So I'm very, very careful with Palantir here today. It's been a big run. I am debating taking this short, guys, off 22. So maybe we do wind up shorting this one, Palantir, off this 22 level. But again, man, we're still, you know, we're basically flat on the day for this name. But AMC right now retracing back to 1880. There's lots happening, man. I only have these 3 positions on, though.
Yeah, I mean, I just bungled, and well, maybe bungled the missed opportunity. We talk about this all the time. You get that pump, and sometimes it's right at 930. Other times it's just after that. And VTNR had made a top at 475. It then gives a failed break at 475, slams back in, consolidates 450. Now you can essentially look at this high of the day and say to yourself, we hold here, it's a short off of that high, which currently, I mean, it's sitting at 80s is what I see on my board. If it breaks down, which it's trying to do here, I'm not going to, oh, come on, give me a break. Did I just chase it? Did I just chase it? Give me fill, give me fill. There we go. We just got 57s in. So I actually just chased it 10 cents from those mid 60s. Was able to get 57s. Look, if I get more shares, it has to be above that 6.0 price just because the risk reward has to be there right for me if I'm giving it to 480. So VTNR is a wild one. Watching AMC holds 1875. If it dips down to that low again, it has to put in a lower high for me to dip back into more shares, guys. So I'm not opposed to getting more in, as I just got more shares of VTNR. I'm not opposed to getting more shares of AMC and rinse and repeating like we did in yesterday's action. But I want it to hold like an 1850 instead of an 1840. That's a better sign of strength, in my humble opinion.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, look, guys, find strength everywhere you can go. Someone said, can I please check out other names aside from tech? No, not really. I'll just stay where we're comfortable with. I mean, look, I've already recommended Boeing over and over again, man. We're long that name a long time ago. I've traded Ford. I trade everything. So, I mean, is AMC a tech name? You tell me. What's up, Brendo?
Here's another one that's not tech. GM, guys, having a nice day. Back above, well, trying to get back above 60, I was going to say, but struggling right now. They just said they're going to restart some of their production facilities that were shut down because of the chip shortage. So manufacturing beginning again for GM, guys.
And there we go. Well, already, I guess I hit the gates of hell when I meant to hit the arrows up. That's fine. VTNR has held VWAP and is at the highs, up 150%. So it's probably not in the gates of hell, but it is a short trade that we put on there just in front of you guys. And look, if it comes to this cluster, I'm obviously going to get some out. Obviously going to get some out in front of VWAP. It's reckless not to. And if you've been watching this show long enough, you know that's going to be the case. Tell you what, I missed an opportunity here. Now, VTNR made that move, and of course I was looking at this, also trading in AMC, but it made that move right back into the 388 level, failed at $4. Of course, know your setups, because that's a setup where you get more shares in here. If you don't have any, it's giving you a second shot at it. I obviously have missed that boat, but that's okay, because we were looking at VTNR, and then the reload, of course, in AMC, which did work out for us. Snowflake, I did get that 225.50, and that was off of that 225 level. Holding, it dips down into that price range. When you have a bit of a spread and you look at these levels post-market after earnings, you want to see it test that level. It holds, we're in above it. If it gets to what was the pre-market breakout price, as Sean was mentioning, that 228, I'm always going to take profit in front of a level like that every single chance I get. So I'll scalp the $2 if I get it, and then hold on to see if it can't break through the rest of these highs here, guys. So Snowflake long, for now, in the money, but not exactly running.
So just to check back here, like Ford, what a missed opportunity that was. My bid was just missed down here at 06. but we only went to 12, so it's not like it was just missed. But the high of the day right now, 52. It looks like Ford wants to take that. So let's go long if it does take the high of the day. But again, it's not going to be as like, jackhammer trading that we did before. Like I want to hold this one, see if it can go through a little bit. So we'll take a smaller long here because, it's already showed its face down here a couple times. So it can head back down. We don't want to take too many shares above this because you're excited for Ford. I am as well, but we do know that we may have to withhold some of this pressure. So let's wait. I'll put some more bids down here in the 30s. Obviously, we were a little bit too low the first time. So here goes Ford. So we're going to be in right now. So now Ford should trigger in now. I don't know. I thought I would put 14.52. Maybe it's 53 is my trigger. So there it goes. Yep. So now we're long 52. It must have shown 53. That's the high of the day right there. So now we're long 52s on Ford. And let's see where we go from here. We'll take a piece out if we get to 59 ahead of 60, and then hopefully we'll let the rest ride. But right now, Ford, AMC, NIO, and Snowman. I said this would probably be a short day, yet I'm still long everything. So let's see where Ford goes from here.
Yeah, I'm going to flush this down the toilet. If Snowflake breaks that low of the day, I'm giving up the ghost on that one. But we're not giving up the ghost on VTNR just yet. It just made the break of 425. But this cluster, when it first rolled over at 930 and we're talking about it, this held 4 even. We said, got to break that 4 even to get any real selling, or otherwise you're waiting for that high of the day. That's what we did. Still has to break 4, which means I'm taking profit in front of 4 even and looking for a breakdown for a new trade at that price. Once it's through 4, then you can start thinking about shorting on any pop into 425 and 450, those types of levels. Until then, it's high of the day or bust. So that's what I'm going to stick with, guys. You have to have an idea of your actionable plan, and also how are you reacting to some of these moves? Anticipating, okay, it retests the high. What am I doing? You can sit around, sort of holding your trades that are in the money. I have my stops. Snow's about to stop me out there. Boeing. I want to come back to this one as well. If this breaks further out, break that 251, I'll start sliding my stop to the upside here. So from 247, just continue to bring it up. I don't have any obvious out till you get to about 255. This is one of those just wanted to be long on the session, on the name. And as for AMC, I mean, I did take some more out, if only because it's continuing to resist this 19 area. So as good as it buys in, it's stalling out here. Now the breakout was okay. You're able to get most of your shares out there, but that wasn't all of it. And it's lower highs for the time being. And if it continues to do this, there might be another like wipeout that tests at that 1830 level where maybe you're looking for a bit of a dip. And that's why you take profit off if you want to be buying that dip. So know your style of trade. If you're simply buying and holding like 1875 or 19 even, giving it like 70 cents to get to 20 or past the 20 break, fair enough. We're scalp trading here. I'm scalp trading here. I'm pretty sure that's what Sean and I will try to do when we actively trade at Day Trade the World, guys. So we're going to do it both ways. I can hold a core position while actively trading that long.
Yep, so we're still in Snowflake here. It's coming down to some levels that we talked about. So let's see where this goes from here, man. 222 coming faster than we'd hoped for on Snowflake. NIO, so like I said, man, this market, it doesn't want to go, to nice places today, I don't think. The NASDAQ's been really nice movement upside for the last little while. So let's wait to see now where we go. But NIO upside, waiting for that to come through. So 37, I don't know, we just average in, we're done now. We took a nice profit on the first bit, but we didn't expect it to drop down, so we just got this fill. So now we got to be careful of 37. We're not going to hold this one past 37. There's our Snowflake fill. So now we're waiting, man. Now we got to wait to see how low does Snow go. Down to 220 here today. So it doesn't give us that Palantir bump that we were hoping for. I guess we'll get some out on a 220 break, but 218, 219, I guess, is a little bit better to the downside here. Maybe 218. 217.
I'm going to bid again in the teens for sure.
Something in there, yeah. So we'll wait to see. No, but I'm still long, so we'll wait to get out if it gets back down here. But not a good trade so far for Snowflake. But hey, we're still early. We're still early. Let's wait to see where we go. We just doubled up there on Ford. So again, we talked about how risky that was to take that Ford long. I wish I didn't do it, but Ford coming back a little bit here for us. So is NIO. So is AMC, a nice little win as well. So things going okay, but not great.
Brendan?
We're talking NFTs yesterday, NFT stocks, that is. TKAT just popped up on a volume alert, guys, to the downside. Just broke 18, but immediately popped back above. You remember, these were all very, very strong early on yesterday, but getting sold for TKAT, guys.
Short the NFTs. Yeah, I mean, obviously that move has come and gone a little bit here, guys. Gonna go to Miss V in just a quick second, but I'll let you know VTNR, I can't talk about that 4 break and not take some shares out. On the south side of it, just got that 95. It couldn't break that the last time it retraced. That's why I want to take some out between 95 and 4. Now that it's done this, I can short a cluster at 425 if it makes a bounce. Miss V at the big screen.
Hey Neil, people on the chat talk about U.S. Steel Corporation. Stock up more than 6%. Do you guys see any opportunities for yourself in X?
So I've never really day traded the stock much. We talked about this with Mark. Some of the rotation may be coming back into plays like this as you get a stall out in the ES and the NASDAQ just a little bit here on the week. And that's fine. It bounced off VWAP. And the one thing I did say in the pre-market is I'm not sure, just because of what's been happening in the material space and the commodities, that you're going to be able to get all the way towards that 30 high that we talked about earlier. So I'd be targeting like a 27.50. I'll be taking profit in that range on a longer term trade. I've day traded in the past U.S. Steel, but it's usually more about after things settle down and finding plays in the afternoon or lunchtime other than breakouts. So obviously that's wrong because 25.75 is giving you a clean break. But I'll be looking to see when this does a bit of a consolidation, looking for a bit of a dip buy in VWAP. Can it hold this 25.75 area on any kind of a pullback? Is it going to be that kind of a strength day as opposed to chasing it and playing the momentum? I think it was a great consolidation. I'd be personally taking a swing profit around that 27.50 area. After yesterday, you had that nice little breakout. Good look for U.S. Steel. Speaking about that rotation, I mean, this is a bit disappointing. Boeing is just grinding higher here, but it's not exactly screaming to the upside. The market just turned around off that 42.10 level, so no break just yet in the ES.
Neo right now ripping upside, and so is Ford. So some nice little comebacks here, and AMC. We're huge right now. Let's go. They're all lining up, man. The bids are coming in for some reason right now. Ford, look at AMC, guys. 50 cents. I got it. 50 cents in the money on AMC, 30 cents in the money on Ford, and 25 cents in the money on Neo. All we need is Snowflake. Kill him, Brendan.
A couple more here, guys. CLF, Cleveland Cliffs going as well, 6%. They were talking about redeeming some senior notes here this morning in the pre-market, so a nice look for CLF. On X as well, remember we got an update on the infrastructure bill and proposal or potential proposal from the Republicans to counter that. So X, yeah, having a nice day as well, guys.
Boom, guys. This is Backflip Central. So we bid out Neo. We got this out upside. This is a monster win for us right now, man. 30 cents. Ford, look at this. Look at this bid down here in the 30s. We talked about that. Ding, 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 ding. All the way back up to the 50s and trying to get back to day's high, man. This is a big 18 cents on Ford for me is pretty big, guys. We talked about that. And then AMC. Let's see if we can't go to the moon with this one, guys. We're just going to spin this. Money, 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 money. But we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, and we're just going to get some out there at 1930. And man, what a big day this has been. If I just didn't have Snowflake, we'd be monstrous. But we're still waiting for Snowflake, guys. We're still waiting for that one. So let's see if this market. Let's go, AMC. I told you guys. You guys were hating on the fact that I was talking about short and that I didn't want to hold it. But guess what? We're still holding this one. We're 50 cents in the money, and we're looking for more on AMC. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we're still, that 20 level is still looming, and I know a lot of people are holding for the exact same thing, guys. So you can't get there without a 50 break where I'm going to take some more profit, and you can't get there without a 75 as well. When it gets to 20, that's a separate trade for a day. Well, for me as a day trader, did admit there was no other dip buy. It did hold that 1850, but it didn't give you too much of a chance to get in unless you really like those 70s. Still only with that low of the day. Boeing is still holding a bit of a bottom, and only because you're seeing that top breakout, and we talk about the meme stocks. Just so you guys know, the strength is an AMC breaking through the high. GameStop, it ain't doing nada. That's why we're not looking at it, Brendo.
Another one just popping up here. Airbnb, reopening play to speak of them, having a nice day as well. 138 just broke there on a volume spike. Big volume coming back in, guys. We're right at the top end of this consolidation on Airbnb.
There's Ford, guys. Like, talk about, again, we talked about that I wouldn't be jackhammering this thing, but we are again, because we take this beautiful long down there, breaks through VWAP. We waited for that to happen. We get those 31s. We just sat there, put that order in. Thank God we didn't put it lower. I would be pissed right now. But nice little out there. We took some out the high of the day at 58. Actually, the high is 61. So let's go, man. We're still hella long on this name. I mean, look at these wins, guys. 72 cents now. We got to get something out on AMC again on this one. We love this trade, but hey, we're not. There it is. Bang. Look at how this is just crazy right now. You got to hold these names, guys. I mean, we're here to win. And so there it is. Nice little move to the upside on AMC, folks. Show 45 cents in the money on NEO as this continues to go. I just wish we had them all. And then Ford right now, back to it, stays high. And Snowflake, what's up, Princess? Hopefully this one gets going now as well. But yeah, we're looking like a little dangerous here on Snowflake. We may take some out. I don't know if this is going to go. I mean, the NASDAQ just bounced nicely there, and Snow just chilling out at the end side. Are you still in your Snowflake there, Neil?
I actually covered, and I'm going to show you the bungalow in a quick second. I just tweet out here. And I just said 50s and 75s in AMC, so of course I got to take someone at 50 and then 75. Sometimes you try to keep it as simple as possible, and that's what we're going to do. I got my loser on the board, and that's going to be Snowflake, and I did bad math, and I had to stop in here that was for not the full amount of shares. I actually left on board a third of my shares, had to manually get out of it. You try not to get stubborn with that. I'm like, why am I still in position? Don't think about it. You know you made a mistake. Just punch out and then worry about what happened after. I'm like, it wasn't a bad stop. I actually put the wrong number of shares, which is stupid on my part because the system really helps you. I like this level around 217 to 18, if only because that's where the floor was in front of 15s on Snowflake. So I stick with the thesis that they didn't want to sell, and I like that sign that it held up. If it holds these post-market levels, I still think it's going to be a long trade in that range. Boeing is finally going, but it's only about $1.50 in the money. I want a little bit more than that before I take profit. Brendo?
Earnings yesterday for Dick's Sporting Goods were better than expected. We got to all-time highs. I think it was 99.98 was the high or something in that neighborhood. Just broke 100 on DKS here, guys, up 2%. So all-time highs again for this one.
I'm just wondering why Robbie isn't like chuckling like like usual when you mentioned Dick's Sporting Goods. It's unbelievable, this stock. Now, it had to flush off the open, and the volume is really tiny on it, and that's probably the reason why as day traders we're not going to be all over it like you might think. But fantastic little run for them. I just thought there were other fish to fry. One of them is going to be Boeing, and I'll go arrows up because I can't find my. We have an airplane one that flies in. It's pretty cool. I'll find it for you a bit there. Would have been nice if you got this random dark pool fill at 241. These dark fills are literally just at yesterday's close, so they're just late reporting, so they mean absolutely nothing. But here's the break in Boeing. I don't have targets other than you take like a $1.50 scalp here, $2. There it is, Sean. Thank you very much. It's somewhere on my board. I just have to find it. It's a good one on Boeing. 255 we'll look for. I still favor dip buying if I can. It hasn't given you much, but I did miss a chance at 49s when I wanted 40, something in front of 47. Now I'll look for maybe 49.5. 250 in front of VWAP. If that's all it gives you, it might not give you anything. So we might just have to hang on to this one to 255 and then a way to pull back at some point. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. AMC pullbacks now, you're shooting and hoping for that 19. Forget about that 1840. It's come and gone.
Oh, man. Like, this Ford is just like... That was pretty good, eh, Robbie? Okay, so there you go. Nice one. Thank you for that. Ford just like slapping people upside right now. Like, come on, Ford. Give me that bid again downside there. We're almost out of all of our Ford. We have 5, as my kids say, literally 5% left on this Ford. So like I said, we weren't expecting this. Congratulations to you, Scott Hall, and everybody that was talking to me earlier on the chat about Ford. And yeah, big move to the upside there. I hope we didn't get too nervous and sold some of this, but we were not expecting this move. But hey, it's my #1 stock right now. Is it? No, I mean, they're all the same. AMC's been a monster for me, guys. 85 cents now, $1 in the money on AMC. We're still on shares on board. NEO. Hello, I didn't even realize where NEO's going right now. Let's get out of this one. Wow, a big win for me on NEO now. There, I'll just get out. There's some right there at 20. So now we're light on this thing. Wow, bang, bang, bang. What a good, NEO, hello, NEO. And again, look at what, I mean, we had it on here, man. NEO to 38. If you gotta like this, guys. We got about 150 or so. I'd like to see 200 likes on this bad boy tomorrow if possible. Let's go, Snowflake. You're the only thing that's bugging me right now, Snowflake. We're going to go 3 for 4 right now. Snowflake pending. We're long at 225. Get going there, Princess. You can get back to the upside there. We'll see if it can go. Ford, hello again, man. Cash flying around on Ford. Up to $14.72. Where do we get out, man? I'm long like $6.50, $7, then $11.30. So let's go to the upside on Ford. I kid. We're never getting out of this thing.
I saw someone ask about QuantumScape. I mean, look, there's a lot of stocks that did just flush off of the open, and you see them across the board, AMC, whatever, Ford, and bouncing back in. This may be a little bit deeper than some of the other ones because it broke multiple areas of afternoon support before finding a 25.40 bottom. So given that level of weakness in QuantumScape, I would lean into, the rest of these look pretty good for the long side of the trade. QuantumScape doesn't necessarily have that same feel to me. You look at that pre-market bottom of 2650, and that does provide some cover here. So I hate to say it, but I mean, I see a setup like this, and I kind of think to myself, depending on how much it costs for me to get those locates, you're looking at maybe like a 2625 with 2650 stop. If it reclaims that 50, and they can hold, I think you're looking for a nice little breakout style trade there if it gets to the high, because it flushed a lot of people out there, which is the same thing. 2 days in a row, AMC tried to do the same thing off of the open. Now we're into that range of the 20 break, right? So I'm flat on AMC like I said I would be. It was going to be a dip buy. We had 1840 as our area. That's what held. And now you're looking for that 20 even break. Do I anticipate a pullback off 20? If it blows through it, I'm absolutely wrong, and holding was the right call. Otherwise, we're looking for a deeper pullback off of 20 even. Hopefully that gets you into like a quarters range. There'd have to be a ridiculous amount of shares sitting on the offer. I should show you guys level 2. Give me a break. It doesn't even flip. So it would have to be a ridiculous amount of shares at that 20 even level to stand in front of a freight train like this. And all I see is, I mean, that's not even a million shares. And the stock has done 51 million. He's chewing through these like a knife through butter. I saw about 800,000, maybe like 900,000, not over a million shares. Probably take a very, very small amount. I'd want it literally at 98, 99. I mean, before I can't even think about it, and it just pops up to that price. I probably should have had it the first time through, but you had to sit there with your order on that level in order to get it. I'll take 98, 99 with the stop, maybe at 03, 04. That's the only trade you can make there. And don't hold through, guys. You gotta give it some kind of a level, some kind of an out if you're shorting in front of this beast.
Okay, we just got out of our long man, $1.40 winner there. Now we're waiting for 20 to break, and it's going to do that, so we're not going short in front of that. Let's wait to see what happens. Nice recovery there. Tried to break it, and then right back to the downside. Snap back to the downside. So watch out here. Coming right back up, guys, to the upside here on AMC.
And so you know why it doesn't go past 90s? Because traders that short 97, 98, 99, they're literally sitting there like, I need to take profit, because you have to take some out at 90s like I did there. Because when it breaks, it's like, boom. You're immediately getting that back out. So for me, if it follows through, it's a winning trade. If it doesn't, it's a flat trade. But that's why it doesn't go past 1990. We showed you guys live. Traders shorting 1998 and 99 are taking profits in the low 90s, and that's when it holds up.
Hey guys, before we go to Brendan here, we got long right now, AMC. AMC, Rip City through 20. We got that again. Let's go. This is a big monster day, guys. It's money all around now with Snowflake coming back as well. $1 in the money. Let's just recap some of these trades, guys. AMC, how much bigger can you get on this one? NEO right now, $1.20 in the money. Ford, 41 cents in the money. AMC, a new heavyweight champion of the world, AMC, now 50 cents in the money off that break, guys. No shorts, no problem. Upside. We told you we'd be bullish on this name, Brendo. Give it to us, buddy.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. Nicely positive. For the most part, the tech stocks here, again, struggling. Once again, for the NASDAQ, 0.1, 0.26 for the composite and the 100 to the downside. Everything else, so in positive territory, led by the Dow, 0.7% in positive territory. The Russell, 0.4. You can see the S&P about 0.3 at this point. Same story here in Toronto for the TSX. Let's have a look at a couple of things we were talking about this morning. NVIDIA, 1.2% now to the downside. In fact, among the leaders as far as chip stocks are concerned, 618, 616, a bit of an area that we tested in that report aftermarket yesterday. So heads up on NVIDIA if you are watching that one. Let's flip over one more time if I can. Here we go. GME, the other one, yeah, AMC going, so is this one. I was watching this high 238, 239 from the pre-market here. We're getting back into important levels from yesterday, guys, on GME as well. Back to you.
And one came out of nowhere there, BlackBerry, which, look, you talk about the flushes and coming back in. I said 960, not 19. If it goes to $19, whatever. I mean, I'll do it back. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's not going to do it. So 960 was going to be that level. We wanted to see it retake. It just did after crushing 925 here a couple of times and breaking back through. So I'm now long on BlackBerry. Didn't think that was going to come in. I guess the push, obviously, in AMC is going to drag this with it. 950, I'll give it back to about VWAP and a couple of pennies there. And then here comes the sort of the crash back down in AMC. Got to 2060. Look at those quarters to 20s for a bit of a pullback and a dip by there. And a bit of a turn happening on Boeing. So this could be the chance to get back in. It topped at 252. I was able to take some profit. I'm now looking for that dip buy that we were talking about in Boeing. Still on the upside. It's still in the money, but I want to buy more.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 248 on Boeing there, I believe. So we're going to wait for that one. You know what? This is what we're doing, guys. I've changed up the game on you, and you guys know that. We're trading less names, but we're banging them out. Like we're taking out the stick, we're hitting them, and we're making a lot more money than we used to. So Ford right now, again, we're focusing on the same similar names. Find out what you're good at and stick with it, guys. And I mean, Ford yesterday, we had this long the whole day. You guys know that if we can even zoom this back out. We were long yesterday, 14, 13 and change. You see just straight to the upside here on Ford. And then today, very, very similar movement. Was not expecting this. So sometimes, hey, you got to get lucky a little bit with the calls. And this one was one for sure on Ford. And this is the thing. If I don't believe in the name, I get out here, right? Like we take that high of the day. Old Sean, rewind, old Sean gets out here probably at these breaks, when we break some of these levels and things like that, but not new Sean. New Sean sits here and averages in because we believe in the name, right? And I think that's the same thing true here of Neo. Look at Neo on board, guys. We take that first dip, right? It comes back up, goes the view up, and then we go to our normal scalping self. Comes down. We identify levels, guys, on Neo, right? We go back. You can look back. I mean, I can pull the charts back right now if you want, but 37, we're holding it against that level, and then bang, we get an explosion to the upside, so that works, right? AMC, again, there's really no easier call. We talked about that in the pre-market, that AMC was a chest banger and it was still going. And I said this move is not done on AMC. So thank God. Yesterday, you remember? Yesterday, this happened and we probably would have got out on an 1850 break, but we don't. We get more and then it rips to the upside. Now I'm just trying to be a little smart guy here with Snowflake as well. So this is coming back into the money for us, hopefully. Maybe we just made these bottoms. I was waiting for 218, maybe to pick up a little bit more, even 220, but we didn't get that. So now we got to hopefully wait for Snowflake to come back upside. I may just dump a little bit out here on Snowflake, believe it or not, guys, just to hold some of the profits that we've been having today in case Snowflake does want to turn back around. So I'm sort of talking myself into doing that. I'm going to put an offer now, get some out. Spread is still 40 cents, so 30 cents. So we'll wait to see if it could take out this 224, but I'm going to put an offer there. Take the $1.80 hit on part of this, and then if it flies, it flies. We'll still have it on board, guys, but I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and you have to be able to adjust on the fly to some of those plans. Exactly, and we talked about this with VTNR, and it continues to drop the coin down for you guys, and it's about 80 cents in the money as we talk about it here, with a chance to get right back to the original short, have a stop out at 365. Now, obviously, you can sit there and give it to that high of the day, and I gave you the reasons why I had that tighter stop on VTNR. Saves yourself 10 cents. Obviously, if you don't have a stop, you're holding it $1 against you, which is ridiculous because it's $360 stock, 360 stock that was up 100%. If we can break down further, I am looking back towards this 330. Now, I will short this in the pre-market. It could not get past that 330 mark, so got to be out somewhere in front of it. I'm going to shoot for that 350 range. Boeing, it did make a bit of a bounce, so I kind of didn't get that opportunity on that reload. And then I just talked about BlackBerry here. Now, obviously, when you reclaim that 960, you got to have a look at this 980 and that 10 break, right? If I like a 10 break, I'm probably taking a new trade there. There's a couple of ways to get out. Some in front of this 980, which is the opening range top. I mean, it's literally 930, so it's not much of a range. At 930, it fell from 980. If it breaks this, take the rest out in front of that 990, that 995. Exactly the same setup as yesterday, only there wasn't as deep of a flush. So both AMC and BlackBerry doing something a little bit different off of the open. I don't think it's going to make as big of a move, BlackBerry, as it did before. If it breaks 10 even, given how deep that flush was, but you never know. We can still make profits on that long trade. I waited for my price to come in, and that was at 960. Of course, it is also the afternoon high, not just that pre-market breakdown price. So some momentum through those prices. Everyone's looking at the same thing. Shorts that took that break are covering at a level like that. That's the momentum you're using for that long. Even if it doesn't extend, there's still some buying because of the shorts that are covering the ones that took that off the open.
All right, guys, belly dance time. Superman is back in the building. Look at AMC. Congratulations to all of y'all out there trading AMC. We have the dollar winner on. Look at this break, man. There's the 20 break, right? We took that and bang, right to the upside. If you are a fan of said sticky note, you can see here, guys, take the long break of 20. I just said watch the 20 short. I didn't short it in front of 20. There's no way, not into that momentum. Look what's happened right here, guys. Take the 20 break. Bang. upside. Let's go now. Where does this stop? Nobody knows, and nobody cares because we're flying right now high up there. Well, Superman on Valeria, upside right there, 224. Nice move to the high side. We just got some out. That's our Snowflake out. So now we can chill out. We have a good spot on Snowflake. I'm long 224. Remember, our average price was 225.80. So we're not going to celebrate anything on Snowflake. I'm just happy to get that out now. Put the rest of this money in our pocket. What a monster day this has been. Feel like that we don't want this to happen, man. You don't want the money to leave. You see how some money's leaving there? We don't want that. We want to put that money in our pocket. The wife just messaged me and said, cheering on Snowflake. So thank you, my dear. Let's hope this keeps on going up. Did I just say my dear? I've never called her that, I don't think. Up to 227 now. Let's go, Snowflake. Let's just moon this thing upside, and we'll go unplugged for Neo, guys. That was a monster trade as well. But we'll just sit back, relax, hit some cognac, because that's the kind of day it's been, guys.
I don't know if you heard that, Brent, but just looking at the whole page there, guys, watch out for that duo. It's going to be on my radar. I always periodically check to see if there's anything making those halt moves, just so I know there's something actionable. SOS, yeah, I mean, it does that thing where it rolls over time and time again. So it's still the weak name when it comes to crypto. So 40,000 break, and it's still going to flush in. Watch out for this 365 area. Looks like we're going to play the weakness off of this one in Snowflake. So 365 is going to be your out. I'm going to look for a reload in BlackBerry. Oh, sorry. Got a reload in BlackBerry in front of that 350, sorry, that 960 area from before. We still want to give this one back into VWAP. We're playing the range, this 960 up to that 10 even. We've already scalped a bunch out. Now getting back in cannot turn into a losing trade.
Yeah, just messaging the wife here. She's the best. Okay, now let's go to the upside. She's laughing at everything that I'm saying here. Okay, come on, Snowflake. So we're right back to where we were on this name. So this is where we were long, 225.80. We talked about that price. Damn it, we dropped a little bit too early there. But let's go, man. Snowflake, we're mooning right now, guys. Get the barbecue ready, man. If you know, this has been a big day for us here today as it just keeps going, man. Boeing and everything we own too, man. We talked about buying Boeing at 212. That's where we're long. That's at 250, man. Palantir's been rocking today. Neo, Ford, AMC. It's a beat down Thursday. What a beat.
Some of the retailers starting to pop up here again. Just having a look at this one, Bed Bath & Beyond, about 5% already on the day. This popped up yesterday, was very strong as we get more earnings from this group, guys. Straight higher, in fact, here for BBBY.
They didn't report. No. Anyways, another dip happening in Best Buy, not Bed Bath & Beyond. Looking for an 118.40. It's making a higher low. This is a trend I don't want to necessarily miss, so I will take a smaller position off of this level here, 119. I'll still want to be adding in front of that 118.40. You always give it a little bit extra room, so watch that 118. That would be the stop level, but if I see it make a double bottom, I don't want to miss out an opportunity, so I'll use this consolidation in Best Buy to be able to get into position here, guys. Looking for that long, somewhere in the 119 range, and I'll average in at 118.60, 118.70, somewhere down here, and then 118 is going to be the out. So slightly adjusting the plan. I like the dip in Best Buy. It's giving you a little bit of one. Of course, Boeing never gave you that chance.
Yeah, you guys saw me just chilling there. Eh? Like, look at the bangs. Look at everybody on the chat. Thank you so much, man. Mad love for everybody watching the show. And thank you so much again. Look, I just want to try to make money for everybody here, giving you guys these calls. You're going to notice, man, put your money where your mouth is, stamp some of these calls, and hopefully it working out for you guys like it is for us. There's Neo. This 227 area is a little bit of a concern, debating just getting a little piece out again. We have a lot, we have a decent amount of shares, not a lot, but a good amount here that this is gonna matter. So 227, again, Snowflake, a beautiful move up from that bottom now. We're still down that 4%. If it could get to positive, man, would we be cruising on the day. So I'm gonna hold out on this a little bit. I wish to get out on high side, not low side. So 227, I think, is a decent spot to get some here on Snowflake. If we're lucky enough to get that, let's take a piece out again, and then we'll let the rest moon. It's been such a big day. It's been such a big week. It's been such a big year for us. Holy shoot, Beyond Meat, man. This was, again, we had this 212. Congratulations, anybody still holding from my Monday call when I said this stock needs to be bought. I missed it. I tried to get 120s yesterday, guys, in the pre-market and missed it. 141, congratulations to all those who like estrogen. What's up, Brandon?
Another one from the crypto mining space. This is Bit Mining, BTCM. So this used to be 500.com. It used to trade under a different symbol, but you'll see limited data here. This is just going back to April when it switched to BTCM. Had the big fall along with crypto. So they're going to invest a whole bunch of money into some crypto mining facilities in Kazakhstan. They announced that today. So up 22% here for BTCM.
That's nice. I mean, someone had to say it. It is what it is, Kazakhstan. You're going to get a continued break in AMC. Now, this is literally dragging the other stocks up with it. So it's about 221.83 we're looking at on AMC, and you're still pressing that high of the day. So it's going to be the same plan of action here. You dip by in front of 960 on BlackBerry. If it doesn't break that range, you've got to take profit. It is not nearly as strong. Keep that in mind. If it breaks 10, that is a separate trade altogether. Just going to come back over to that Boeing for a quick little second here. It continues to run in the money, and I like that breakout, but you're starting to get into this little dip buy opportunity. Now, I like 250. I've already talked about that. We're not quite there. We're at 251. Another leg to the downside, and I want to get more shares of that Boeing play just to be able to play the trend. Rinse and repeat it as many times as you can. I'm not neglecting or ignoring TEL. It did hold 350. I probably should have taken some shares out, but now that it's creeping back up to the range that I like to be able to take that short, it gets into VWAP. This is where I like to reload. So it's a different style of trade. It's not moving nearly as fast. It's done good volume. It's done 37 million shares of volume, but not moving as fast. You can trade this simultaneously with some of your crazy high flyers because your levels are more certain. It's not going to rip into you that too hard, and you know where your out should be. I mean, if it's going to be 395 or 4 even, I think you can go with either one of them. I'm not going to get back in until we get something in this high 70s area on TEL, and there's no reloading on VTNR because, I mean, it would have to pop at least 80 cents for me to get more shares that one to the short side. We're just going to have to take it out when it breaks down to that dollar. I was sitting in front of 350, which I told you guys, and it spiked to 355, bounced 10 cents. If this is a consolidation, this is it. You know, I'm just talked myself into it as I look at that chart. If it bounces off your order at your last target, and you're talking about a $4 stock that gives a 460 entry, they give you a full dollar, you just take it and then end up with like a 90 whatever cent win that you had in BTNR. This was a tricky one because had to adjust the plan on the fly and said if it pops in at the open, wait for a bounce off 4 even, and then look for the high of the day failure. That's exactly what happened. There's your trade to the short side. Sometimes it's about the setup more so than anything else. Boeing, give me that buy. I mean, whatever. If Boeing just wants to sit here and not give me the dip buy, it means it's going in the money. But it's a bit of a disappointing entry when it comes to that name. And I guess I must have missed Best Buy because I put that bid in there and it ran away.
So we did get out at 226 break to the downside. So instead of waiting for that last piece at 227, we'll give up $1 there and get out at 226. Although it looks like, damn you, Snowflake, that was a mistake. But I can't believe I'm saying damn you when this kind of stuff is what's happening right now. We're back positive, obviously, on Snowflake. Just wish we would have held all of that. We would be monstrous today. Sean, learn. I said new Sean holds things, but we did get out a piece. Now we're still huge on Snowflake. Let's just hopefully this runs. But we did give up $1 there. A little bit of a mistake on SNOW there, getting that out. But I did want to say thank you so much. And this is what, for me, this is what it all means, man. Like, I'm making money. You guys know that. This month has been fantastic. We've talked about that over and over again. And Zach, if possible, let me know on the chat here. Sean grew my portfolio from 1,300 to 2,800 in 5 days. Already following trades, thank you. Hopefully you're watching the sticky note as well there, Zach. But see, this is the thing. I think it's great, but you're the one making the trades, man. Like, you got to hit the keys, and so that's a good one there. You know, like, some people have different outs than I do. So, you know, like, example, like on Snowflake, on AMC, on Ford, on different names, every name that I'm taking, but you are the guys that hold this, right? All these trades I took could have been losers, but credit to you, Zach. Let me know on the chat if I could tweet that out, because I don't want to put your name on there if that's not cool. So hit me up, say at Trader TV Sean, or whatever the hell you guys do that. Let me know if I could tweet that out, because that means a lot to me, and I think our viewers would like that as well. And I want to give you guys some love. So Zach, hit me up there if that's possible. Thank you so much, Emily, for there as well. Emily there, believing in trades as well. This is what means everything to us. This is why I sit here. This is why I give you exact ins and exact outs, and this is why we put in the work here on the show. This is why we put the sticky notes out for you. We love you guys. Keep coming back. Snowflake, $6 in the money. Let's go. Brendo?
More earnings, guys. Anaplan, another one that reported aftermarket, I believe it was yesterday. Plan in New York down big time, though, just testing, well, session highs, we'll call it, because this wasn't a lot of volume. But back to $50 here on volume for Plan.
And a plan. Okay, that's going to be a new one. I know we're talking about a lot of names here, and we're going to miss out on a few of them from time to time. I know a lot of names did this for you guys, where you get the dip and you get that big runner. Now, Virgin Galactic, not to pick on them, but that 2750, we talked about that area. It tends to be a bit of a cluster there, and you can go to the daily chart if you want to. I'm going to show you the 15-minute here, as it's a bit of a failed break happening. If you're going to pick on something, you sort of go to one that's going to give you a look that's pretty obvious, and that 2750, and now this pre-market level here, 2780. You dip down below that price, like I said, I'm going to favor shorting something along this lines, Virgin Galactic, as opposed to sort of picking on something else for a bit of a rollover trade. If it cannot hold that that 50 to 80 area, that's where I think you get that bit of a pull on Virgin Galactic. That's fine. I know it made that nice little V-shaped recovery for you all, but I'm going to look for that one for the south side of the trade. And once again, and these wicks are ridiculous. Once again, Boeing tries to make that dip. It does not get there. We're still hanging on to this one. This is a different style of trade. Obviously, you're going to give a bit more room to a $250 stock, but if I can't get in soon, I might have to consider getting long more on a bit of a break of like a 252 half instead of this dip buy that I'm looking for. I finally got into Best Buy here. I've been looking to buy on that dip. I got it here at 119.68. Now remember, I still like this one in front of that 118.40 level we talked about. Give it a couple extra cents into that 118 area. So there's one place I can add and one place only. That's going to be in between 118.40 and 119, guys. So looking for the low end of that range. Touches VWAP, it takes them out. Touches 125.50, it takes them out. And then see if he can't hold to the high of the day.
Snowflake 228.50, 229 and change. Let's go. Nothing else to say on this one, man. We were long 225.80. Diamond hands I did not have on this one, but we'll put that animation anyways. Where's that animation? I like it. It seems like that's what we have today anyways. AMC, I mean, we're multiple dollars in the money on everything right now, as much as we can be anyways. Snow, $5 in the money. We talked about that one. Great trade. Just wish we didn't get out right there. Well, you know what? I would have got out at 227, so it's okay. Happy with everything. Just would have liked the diamond hands. This one a little bit more. Neo's $1 in the money. We talked about that. That was $1.50. Ford, I mean, at day's high. Let's go. And then AMC, you know your boys got this one. So we're trying to hold on to this one as well. We're at the highest spot we've been at today, and we are absolutely destroying these markets. Thank you for watching us, man. Thank you for coming back every single day. Thank you for all of the love, and just a lot of thanks. I'm already trying. Please hit the, so the other thing, I'm trying to get verified on Twitter. So if you guys can hit the likes on all of the sticky notes that I put up, that would be absolutely fantastic. Show Twitter that we're the real deal over here. That would make the most sense to me anyways. Palantir, the only loser we have on board, and it's not even, I don't even see it on my net because this was such a low trade. We talked about Palantir not taking off today, and I think we're pretty much right, man. I mean, in this NASDAQ bounce all the way back to positive, Palantir still, I'm gonna move this over here. Palantir still fighting, right? So I'm not upset on this, missing this long. I still wonder if Palantir's a short today, guys. So just watch out for that one as everything just rip city here. Upside again on snow. I got to think about getting out on this. I just want this to moon. So let's hold it actually on Snowflake and see what's going on. I'm going to hit the vitamins up. You guys have seen what kind of damage we've been doing since the vitamins. Let's do that. And then we'll go back over to Brendan for small cap recap. Kill them, Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, busy morning in small cap land again. Let's get into a few here that we're moving around. This Moxian has been on a tear. We mentioned yesterday from 6 all the way to 24 here in the pre-market, 24 and change in the pre-market. But that ends up being the level as far as resistance is concerned. This is 23.5. This is 24. We did get the wick through here right off of the open. Tried this one a couple of times, gives you a number of entries. This trade obviously doesn't work. I got slipped. My stop was 23. I got slipped almost $1 on that stop because this is very, very thin. So heads up if you are trading this. Very, very thin, not a lot of liquidity. 23.5 rejects, gives you a huge flush all the way back to 18.5 for Moxie. But tread lightly there as it is pretty thin, as I was mentioning. Come on, my thing's, there we go. Tellurian picked up Royal Dutch Shell's manufacturing facility in the U.S., or one of them anyways. Again, tried this one twice. The second time works nicely, down to 350. There was a big buyer, though, in front of 350. A heads up if it does get back down to there, picking up a lot of shares. VTNR, I like this one actually long this morning. You can see I tried it long above 460. That pre-market high, this 420, ends up being support. And then VWAP was there at the time as well. So I flipped short down to 350 for VTNR. Slowly running out of pace, though. You can see the volume down here kind of dropping off for that one as well. For VTNR, guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot there, Brendan. As you mentioned, that TELL, I think you did there, guys, backed up to that 95 range, so that 4 is going to be tested here. I got the short in front of it on the TLL, but I'm watching AMC as that just pulled back. There was a cluster at 2080 to about this 21 level. And now if this breaks, you're going to look at that 20, the sort of dip buy opportunity from before, only you likely have to extend this into the 40 range if you like it. Somewhere in that quarters to 40 mark is going to have to be it, guys. And I got to assume we hit a nice little metric on those likes. I want to go back over to one other one. There was that duo, and I saw some people talking about it. I know it did halt several times this morning. This is a tricky trade, guys. I know it's done 3.5 million in volume, but 1, 2, 3, 4 separate halts. This last one to the downside. If this cannot hold $4, you could see this back at 360 in a hurry. Now, if it does hold the 4, it could have another halt to the upside in it if this 440 does break, guys. So I usually would be shorting a breakdown to 4 even, but the liquidity is so terrible that I don't think it's going to be necessarily a good trade for me. But I wanted to make sure we covered it for you guys. So much for that. I mean, I thought you get through 21 even, and then you're looking for that dip a little bit further in AMC, and it absolutely can't go. Now, strength in AMC on a pullback is likely to mean that we can play this once again over in BlackBerry, which is a much more calm stock, at least for the time being. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't pick up some more shares off VWAP. We've traded this 960, 1, 2 now 3 times here, and we're going to trade this range as many times as we can until we eventually get like a 10 break or this thing gets below that 950. So it is what it is, guys. For now, I like the range play on this particular name. And back over to that MOXC. I know you mentioned this one, Brendan. I've been tracking it all morning for me here to see if I can't. Of course, it's on the New York. Been tracking this one all morning. You give me a break. MOXC. No, it's on the NASDAQ. I was right the first time. Of course, it's not going to give you too much of a look unless you had it off of the open. There's still room to the downside. When this comes in, I think it could get relatively ugly. It has yet to really happen. But you can't ignore yesterday's top, 1870. Into this range here, which was like a 1960 top. So you're in this target range where you start thinking about the breakdown and the fall that could be coming into that MOXC. It made a double top here at 24.50. Sometimes the stock can fall $4 or $5, 20%, and there's room to go. If it holds below 20 even, I think MOXC is going to be a short for me. I mean, obviously it has to do that here as it tests 20 even now. So let's see if we can't get some MOXC. You got to have a bit of an out. I think VWAP is a reasonable one, 21 even. I know it seems like a big stop for a $20 stock, but it just showed you the range. It could be easily at $16 at the close, or it could be breaking 25. You don't want to take the entirety of the range, but you got to give it some room if you're trading this one.
It's about that time. It's always nice when you come back and notice that you're now $7 in the money on Snowflake. Okay, so today's fruit salad sponsored by Tasty Pineapple. Some love it on their pizzas, some don't, but pineapple's in there. We have some nice kiwi action and strawberries, as well as cantaloupe. Wow, AMC just going nuts. Of course, cantaloupe, right? Not cantaloupe. AMC just continues to go nuts. Look at Snowflake, man, 231. Damn it, I wish we still had those 225s, all of them on board, because then we'd be cooking with gas. But wow, what a monster day we're having right now, guys. AMC, congratulations to all you knuckleheads out there, because you're just spinning money. Fantastic day on AMC, guys. No shorts, just longs today. The short in front of 20 was a good opportunity, but then you get that blast straight up, and we went long, and we are still long through 22. Someone said to me today, are we going to squeeze through 22? I would have said no, but congratulations to everybody long AMC. Wowzers. I had $2 calls a hell of a long time ago. Don't have them now. Wish I did. Look at what's happening as well. Bitcoin's trying to go now to the upside as well. So it didn't get to that 41,000 like we sort of thought it would, but we got to 40,400 there. So nice little move upside on that break. So hopefully that can continue as well. But hey, we're just, honestly, man, sit back, relax. We talked about that. I'm just going to watch my AMC just continue to moon. I hope you guys are doing the same thing. And then, by the way, Mr. Snowflake, bring me a dream, because right now you're up to 232 on Snowflake, and we cruising, man. $7 in the money. This is very, 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 very good news here for Snowflake. We talked about why we liked it. We thought we'd get a Palantir type flush. It just took a little longer than we thought. It did get that flush, but we got these diamond hands and hot dog cannons as well for you guys today. So good trading here. Let's just hope we can keep these high up numbers today. And I'm going to find out an out on Snowflake, because I don't know how much higher this thing goes.
Absolutely. And look, I didn't see it in the chat, but we have a separate one here pointing out to me, Esquire, next challenge for Neil is Kiwi Pizza. You guys got to do something very spectacular to get me. Like kiwi, like if there's something that might be actually worse than pineapple.
But kiwi pizza is not a thing.
I love kiwi, but give me a break. You guys are just making up the most random, horribly tasting thing you could put on a pizza and then saying it. Like, you got to hit like 1 trillion likes, or I don't know, like 5,000 or something. You guys make up a number, but kiwi on a pizza. They wouldn't even have kiwi at the local joint around here. That's like a specialty pizza we'd have to make for
Nobody has
ourselves.
kiwi on pizza.
So I don't know. Look, I'm open to anything, and we'll have some fun with it. But you guys have to come with some serious good stakes there for that. We'll go some walk on water. Is that BlackBerry trade means just rinse and repeating over and over again. You're taking advantage of the movement in the space, and now you can just line that 960 over and over and over and over until you keep getting that win. Boeing, on the other hand, this is kind of ridiculous. Now, I don't mean Boeing, it can't break this 251 area and give you that push press back into 250, but the longer this consolidation happens, the more fearful you are, and I should show you guys what the futures are doing. This is the NASDAQ doing nothing. This is the ES testing this little break here, that 4210, and Arun mentioned this. If we don't break this top, I mean, the longer it sits here, if it rejects off that level, you can't just be blindly buying a dip in Boeing because you happen to like it. No, I mean, it's likely to break back to the downside. Then you're talking about that dip buy that we liked before, closer to that 245 area. So if we make a failed break of this ES, then I have to get out flat on this trade and hunt for a better price. That is a lack of follow through. That's one of the reasons why you take some out in front of 252, scalp that $1.50 to $2 in case this happens. So we're in the money on it. It can't turn into a loser. But I now have to adjust the plan to get out flat, which I didn't want to do earlier. But this market stalling out does change the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's 10:30 already, which is kind of crazy, guys. So change the plan on Boeing. I have to cover the rest of this flat. I still want to be long on any dip. I just have to hunt for a better price.
Okay. I don't know, man. We're going to do our trade of the day. It's going to be AMC, and I just don't know where to get out, guys. I mean, 226, 220. I mean, this is now $2.50 in the money. Like, we are now 10, 15% almost in the money here on this trade alone. So, I mean, upside goes for AMC. Yeah, we're just going to keep watching it. I don't really, I mean, higher and higher and higher. Like, sell this at your peril, guys. AMC to the upside. I mean, it's just, there has to be a spot where we say enough is enough, but I don't know where that's going to be. So we'll continue to moonshot AMC upside right now. That's gone. And then right here, just wondering if Snowflake, this is kind of the first little test backside that it's had right here. So I'm thinking a break of 229, and we're going to get out of Snowflake. I mean, it's just such a big run. Realistically, my average price, you're going to see 237, 223, sorry. The average price really 225.50. That's where we were at after all of these averages. It was 225.50. It was right here. It was right at VWAP. We got nervous. We got some out. Then we got out at 226. And if we had still held the man, would we be mooning right now? But I'm happy with this play. We'll get out at 229 and then just continue on, man. It's been such a monster day for us, including Ford still hovering around its high of the day. I mean, honestly, you could take any of these trades for trade of the day. AMC, I don't think it gets better than this. I mean, that's long. The only thing is these sells could have not happened, but these longs are great. That break is great. That could be your trade of the day. Ford could also, I mean, breaking the high, believing in it, and averaging in. Man, I can go ham on any of these trades of the day. NEO looks a little bit uglier, but we do have that bottom there. We were about 20 cents away from getting stopped out, so I consider that pretty lucky. And then, you know, Snowflake easily could be up there as well on TOD. So a couple trades of the day coming up. Stay tuned for that on our YouTube page. It's Brendan. What up, bud?
Just saw this Boeing back, I guess, to the downside. Just popped up on volume alert here through 251, I guess, back to the downside. But this up here, guys, was a 6-week high for Boeing. So it's made a nice move back from 220 back to 250, still up 3.75%. On the Airbus forecast today, speaking of stocks that trade in Europe, there's an hour left over in Europe. Let's check in with Ms. V.
Hey Brendan, Europe is positive, and as you said, Airbus trading in Paris is among top performers, up around 10% after its standout goals to expand production of jetliners. Back to you.
Yeah, dragging a lot of really anything related to plane manufacturing along with it today, guys.
It's kind of, we're doing a day trade the world sort of update on some features here, and one from our last one I just had up. You can actually trade off of your charts. I don't do it, but I actually had that one checked. So one of the things you can do is you can actually hit your orders from the charts, guys. I don't trade off the charts. I find level 2 is going to be better for me, and I almost just got into position accidentally when that feature was activated. TEL's coming back into VWAP, and we talked about that $4 level. That's where we jammed into some more shares here, guys. Average price was 92s. We started this position a little bit early at 77s. We still had some on board from 88, so we're still working about the same average price. If it holds VWAP here, there's going to be no more taking shares in front of 4. If it breaks VWAP, then I'm willing to get into more shares simply because it's not showing the same signs of strength. So I want to see this back down to 350. Of course, that's been a bit of a support level, as Brendan had already mentioned to you. I kind of thought I was about to get stopped out, well, at one point on BlackBerry. On Boeing. That hasn't happened just yet, but it's getting rather close. BlackBerry is still looking for that break. It is yet to break 10 even. That is a separate trade altogether. You don't want to get too far away from that. If you don't remember why, it basically did the same thing. This was right off of the open. Sometimes it takes a little bit later, but it's that tight cluster. It was 895 yesterday in the 9 break. Today it's a flush out, and I'm looking for the recovery at 960s, which is what we're taking over and over and over and over again. Boeing, on the other hand, does look like it is going to be the disappointment. It's a good trade, but sometimes you want a little bit more, and if 250 is not going to hold here, I'm definitely going to be looking for that bigger dip down towards 247. I mean, 245 is probably a pie in the sky dream, but a 250 break is likely to get you a better price. Even that 249 pullback that you had at 942 could be worthwhile.
All right, guys, we just, again, to me, this is what it's all about. We just tweeted that out, and thank you again to Zach. Actually, I'm going to unpin the sticky note because whatever. This is what it's all about to me, guys. If you guys, I'm going to post this here. If anybody watching, just go and like this, man, because this is what it's all about. I'm going to give a big shout out to Zach as well. All of my success doesn't mean anything if we can't share it with others, right? Congrats, Zach, here. So there's a nice little thing there. Thank you very much, Zach, for those kind words. And there it is. We just went Zach M. We didn't use your full word there. So if you guys can like that, that would mean a lot to me. Retweet it, guys. How do you trade with less than 25K? I don't. Believe me, my account is, we've decided not to say it, but it has an M in it, so you take it from there. And then, hey, Christine, man, this is what we do. We do that. So this is big for us. Thank you so much, man. This is what it means to me. This is why we do it. This is why we get paid to come on here for you every single day and show you that an average guy like myself can sit here and make some money, right? I had 12 and a half years of no negative months. Then I took an imbalance trade. That ruined that. But yeah, it's been a monster. We might have maybe 15 negative days this month, and I've been here every single day for you. So congratulations. AMC coming off. I did put an offer out, and it just never got filled, man. We were waiting to get out right at this 22.94 actually, where I tried to get out, but looks like it's fading back in right now. Let's watch to see where AMC goes, but big trade alert on AMC. It may be retracing back. This is like the first real pullback in, so let's see where it goes. If it has one more leg up, that might be a good opportunity to get out of AMC, guys. But congratulations, this has been a moonshot today. Wow.
Yeah, it's been an absolute mooner, but it's leading the group, and that's the thing you have to keep in mind here. Like if you're going to look for a pullback, and I talked about space kind of loosely being in that group. I don't think it really is, to be honest with you. BlackBerry certainly is, and if it breaks here, no more averaging in for me. You get a 23.20 top on AMC, and it's not going to hold a 22 quarter. I'll be out of BlackBerry if it breaks that. No longer 950. I'm moving my stop up to 960. The amount of times it's going to play off this level. One thing we say about identifying a price range, the more times it makes a bounce inside of a range, the more eyeballs are on it, and that's the reality. So you can't take it every single time. You can't just average in every single time. Too many people long in front of it, and that makes the break even worse. So 960, move the stop up. Still can't be a losing trade, but the short would be better in BlackBerry than it would be, of course, in AMC.
There it is, guys. We're out now, 2288. I talked about it, and again, we got to stick with our plans. That's what we're doing. I consider myself to be extremely disciplined trader. Obviously, you can see that by my trading. That's why we're able to put some of that money in the bank, so on and so forth. So there it is, man. We'll take that out on that retrace back upside. Hate me if you want, but I told you today that we would be bullish on some of these names, especially on AMC. And yeah, the bulls came kicking. Looks like we got out a little bit too early there, but hey, it's a bullish kind of day for us. And there it is. Told you we'd hold that, and I never thought we'd take it, but there it is. That is a $2.75 win on AMC, taking the last part out. So yeah, we're pretty happy with that, needless to say. Watch out though, the market just turned positive, obviously a couple minutes ago. There, okay, now AMC's fading back down. We'll see where it goes from here. But NEO coming back into view up here, probably a good opportunity to get out as we only have 20 minutes left. I am doing that sales pitch for DTTW, so you can watch that right after the show. We'll talk about market data fees and the feeds that we get and the book feeds and what my level 2 is all about. So definitely watch that afterwards if you want to see me turn into like a sales guy. I kind of like that anyways. That's NEO. Ford still at the day's high right now and breaking day's high. So a little bit of these for Ford, man. 50 cents in the money, we'll take it. And then $7 in the money on Snowflake, waiting for that 231 to break. If it doesn't, we're going to be gone out of here. I have 229 breaks. So very close here on Snowflake. But hey, this should be a $5 winner. But Diamond Hands, not so much on Snowflake, but happy with $7. What up, Beat?
Another little one just popping back up here, guys. This Pieris Pharmaceuticals, you remember the past couple of days, this thing's been ripping to the upside. Volume coming back in on the buy side as well. It didn't really do much this morning, but starting to go 16% now. Day highs for PIRS once again.
Remember we talked about VTNR? I mean, it was just 20 minutes or so ago, we're talking about that dollar move and then holding 350, getting the last out when it couldn't make that break. It just halted to the upside. Obviously, it's a volatility halt. I don't even need to check. It's obvious it's a volatility halt. This is high of day. There aren't levels above here. If this opens and breaks this 480, and that's where the short was this morning, you don't have an obvious level to work off of. There's $5, which is psychological, and then there's the sky. You have to go pretty far back sometimes, but I'm not going to be toying with any of that. This is a pure reopen play here now for me. If it breaks at 480, you got to step away from this one and say it's entirely too wild. The volume's been fantastic at 100 million shares, but that lack of liquidity to cause a spike like this just screams a monster squeeze, guys. This is why you have to take profit. I don't care how deep something is in the money. If you give something like this to the up, if you think you're getting the absolute low at 330, and then you give up like 70, 80 cents because you wanted an extra 20, you'll be kicking yourself. No one ever went broke taking profit. If it opens below, fine, you can short off a 480 level, but there is nothing else I would touch when it comes to that short on VTNR. It's come and gone. Take the money and run.
All right. Yeah, we're just, thank you again, guys. Already up to 65 likes on this thing. So very good, guys. Thank you. And 4 retweets as well. This is what it's all about for us here on the show. Don't forget, again, not pumping this website at all, although it seems like I am, but I'm just going to refresh this one. I don't mind looking at here. Someone's going to do the work for us. Let's take advantage of it. AMC, GME, BlackBerry, Tesla, Roblox, more on the negative side right now. So let's just check out Roblox. This is swaggy stocks. I don't use this for anything to trade with. Just gives you an idea maybe of where we're going here on Wall Street Bets, and he just takes a sentiment of it. I don't even know what metrics, like how he uses, how he gets those, but I guess it's just a simple add up of everything that's in there. We are going to get out of Snowflake very soon. I'm not going to overtrade, guys. Like, I've only made 83 trades. Remember I told you old Sean, new Sean? We're just going to bang out the monsters for you guys, and hopefully that can work out. I wanted to talk about Roblox because it was negative. Oh man, I missed it. Thank you so much, Jason, for that super chat there. Jason Funderburk means a lot, guys. Thank you so much. And I will find it. I meant to. And I don't know if you did this, Neil, when I went. I don't know if I can find it. There was a lady that super chatted us before as well.
I didn't see it.
Did you mention it, Neil?
I didn't see it. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Apologies, guys.
Well, I'm going to find. I can't find it because it doesn't go back that far. But if it was you, I will remember. Please put it in the chat, and I will call you out. Thank you so much for all the super chats. We're just stone cold chilling right now. I'm probably going to be done trading for the day right now, but you never know. I could get into something, but hey, you know, we're just rocking and rolling, and I'm really, really super happy with the way today's traded out. Now it's Brendan.
See if we can tempt you with a big mover from yesterday. Zscaler, guys, just popping up here. ZS, if you remember, a 2-day move here off of earnings for this one. Just tagged day highs there. I guess 195 broke there on a volume spike for Zscaler.
And back open is VTNR, and it's off to the races. Like, no obvious levels here, but it just held 5 because that's, look, it's $5. I guess some people are going to want to sell in front of it. I just saw this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Level 2, it never wants to change for me, so that's still on NVIDIA, which I was just looking at. That's a bit of pain in the butt. There was a monster order here on 5 even that just recently held on VNTR, guys. So there is some, VTNR, not VNTR. So VTNR, thank you very much. Finally holding $5. If it gets below 480, that's the only actionable short that I like, which is that halt price, and you give it towards that high of the day, guys. So is it already 1040? And we're going to be going to Brendan at the big screen. 480 is the only price in short. Give it to the high of the day, VTNR, nothing else for me. Brenda, what's up?
The answer a lot today. We'll have a look at this very blue board once again. I mean, the market's not a huge move, but it's 0.4 for the S&P right now. But individual names I speak of with very, very nice moves. You can see here's all the automakers right here. This is Ford, 6.5%, GM 3.8%, APTV 3.7% to the upside. So automobile and component makers offsetting this DLTR. Earnings to the downside, so 7.5% easily offset with that. Consumer discretionaries are in positive territory. So is the banks. The banks have had a bit of a lackluster week, for lack of a better term, not really doing much, but back in positive territory so far today. There's a little bit of weakness here again in tech stocks. We saw at 10 o'clock, it was only the NASDAQ that was in negative territory. So here's why. Some of the software makers to the downside today, but semiconductors are nicely strong. Micron, for the first time in a while, leading 2%. Intel as well being dragged along with it, almost 2%. Far corner, we talked about some of the material stocks today. There's FCX, CFLYB, CTVA, all having nice days, 1.5 to 3% in positive territory. But it is this group, the industrial group, GE, HWM, Boeing, TDG, all 2.8% up to about 5.5% in positive territory. Look at FedEx as well and UPS. 1.5, 2%-ish to the upside. So a nice day overall. Individual names leading, guys. 0.4% for the S&P. Back to you.
Thank you, Brendan. So look, VTNR, I'm going to be on this one. I can tell you in a second about the nice trade and tell, and I can tell you about BlackBerry, the one I wanted to reverse to short, and I got the short in BlackBerry, and that's working in the money. But that consolidation right here, that 480, now it does break. It snaps back up so fast that I'm actually able to get a price pretty much right at like 478, guys. So you look at that round number and you're not really paying any slippage. It's only giving me some shares out for the 10 cents. And the second that happens and we're making immediate resistance at the bottom, tighten the stop. 100% every single time. You can see my limit. I'm literally crossing up to 525. You guys can see it right there. I moved my stop into $5. It breaks 5. I'm crossing up to 525. Telling you guys right here, right now, you can kind of see that there. And that's just the way this stock is going. It's so strong here that I have to immediately say to myself, I might not get that VWAP pullback, and I'm going to tighten the stop based on the fact that it immediately 465, just holding like gangbusters. BlackBerry. This is not to say it's an easy call because nothing it's easy, but that range over and over again, giving you that 960 was the only price I liked other than the $10 break. So that's where we started that long position. Every time it goes, more people are seeing it. AMC came back in. This is one of the meme stocks as well. It holds that 985, not even $10. Easier to reverse short in this particular name. Instantly gives you a move down to this first cluster at 950, 945, 950, and then hopefully a move down into 925. So BlackBerry resisted temptation in the afternoon show at 315, and we saw that not move. So you take advantage of its relative weakness to AMC and the rest of the gang to be able to short this on a bit of a reversal at 960. VTNR, I would look. I'm telling you guys where my stop is. If you want to hold through 5, I think that's a little bit crazy.
All right, yeah. Look at this out on here on AMC. We're just chilling, guys. I'm taking the advice. There's a lot of traders on here that have already cashed in and doing the same thing as me. So I think that's absolutely fantastic, advice and a good move there to get out and just relax and regroup
guys. That's what I'm doing. So there's AMC 2280. Looks like it's going to be a good out for now. If you're still in it, I don't really know about a reload spot, but we did have some issues here at 2150. So if you're looking to reload, that's fine. But there's the out on AMC. This will be the trade of your day, hosted by yours truly. We did a good one on Square the other day as well. That was well liked. We did hold on to some NEO. It did break back down below. We're pretty light on these trades, so that's why we are stone cold chilling right now. I did want to give a big thank you as well, Eric. Love your show. Small fish here. 150 to 250 a day. Hey, man, that's not small fish. Some traders would love to make that much money. So I consider that a great, great day for you, Eric. Don't ever that's the one thing I can say, like, forget about, the amount of shares I trade or whatever, the buying power, this and that is. It doesn't matter, guys. A win is a win. Like, that's a great amount of money just for trading. We like that. And thank you so much to Jacob as well. You're my new favorite morning show. Thank you. That's good. Thank you so much. We just need some more viewers. Share this if you can, guys. Let's share this show as much as possible. Here's the share. And again, 6,000 watching, pretty good. Back in its heyday, we used to get 12, 13, 14,000 back in January, February. And I'm pretty happy, though, 6,000. But the one thing here, Miss V, 1.6, Valeria's going to do a dance on your screen for you if we get to 2,000. I think it's, the moonwalking one? Let's see if we get that to 2,000, guys. If you haven't turned this blue yet, or I think is it red on mobile? I don't know what it is. But let's get that up to 2,000. I think that should not be a problem considering what's been happening today. And I hope, if you made one winning trade, guys, give us the love there, guys. So that'd be great. And I think I said thank you to Jason. Yes, we did as well. And I haven't seen anything. I was waiting for that lady that did super chat us to $20 before. I don't know who it was. Someone said maybe Carla. So I don't know. Thank you, Carla, if you're around for that. But that's that. Look, we talked about being disciplined. We did take Snowflake out a little bit there, half of what we had, 2/3 of what we had left on that 229 break. Now we're just going to hold, man, forever. So let's see where Snowflake goes. I'll probably have this into the afternoon show as well. With only 13 minutes to go. It's been a monster day, guys.
There you go.
There's 2K.
That's the dance. Okay. I thought it was the moon one at 2,000, but I could be wrong about it. But either way, thank you guys so much for that. I just saw someone saying in the chat, like, how many likes for Neil to eat BALUT? I Googled it, and that is absolutely disgusting. So we'll go with 10,000 or something along. It's ridiculous. This is like the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Wikipedia, thank you very much. Why would anyone ever eat something like this? You kidding me? Like, that is an unfertilized egg. So yeah, 10,000, I'd probably say a million. This VTNR, and I've said my stop is at 5 even, and it is what it is. This got to $5 just after I said that. I made a bit of a turn here. Now, this is one of those situations where it's a round number, but I'd rather be out first than second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever you want to call it. In this particular case, it's going to come down in the money. And it looks like we're going to get. We just got someone in front of 450. Looks like we have a chance to get that 440 order. I want to hold on to something for a chance that we can break VWAP here. But keep in mind, when you're recording your trades, this is just as close to being stopped out. It's a coin flip whether moving my stop is going to be a winning trade or a losing trade. You got to keep that in mind. One little tick and I'm out, so it's going to win here, but it was not as good a trade as some of these other reopen plays that I've had before in the past. So VTNR, I can celebrate it, but by the skin of our teeth, we're able to catch that win here. Now dropping into VWAP, guys. It's tricky, but trade these ones after they halt. Never short into one of these moves. I got caught one time breaking that rule live on the show, and I told you guys for 3 days in a row how dumb that is. Always, always, always cancel those orders. Whenever the stock moves like 20, 30% to the downside and you like to short up there, do not leave that hanging around, because if you get that fill, it means it's trouble, especially if it happens this fast. That's why you want to dodge those bullets, guys. Learn from other people's mistakes if you can. Learn from their successes, but also learn from their failures. That was one mistake I'm never making again, and if I do, I'm slapping myself in the face every single time here. Wait till the halt, wait for the reopen, give yourself an actionable trade, know where your out is, and then things can go to plan. That's what it's all about, guys, from start to finish on every single one of these trades.
Yeah, I'm seeing that train of thought. Ford is up. Yeah, just a little bit. Ford up to $15, guys. Like, hell yeah. We've been talking all about that all day long, Ford. We just took out our last bit of NEO there ahead of 38. I'm happy with this out. Oh, I must have had why did that go as a short sell? That's not. We are now flat on NEO. You can see the only positions we have right now is a $6 winner on Snowflake, and then I don't know, this Ford, I'm feeling ways about this. So we'll wait to see where Ford wants to go right now. But all thanks to the sticky note today, which was pretty successful once again for us. So we'll watch out for that again tomorrow. If you guys can hit the like on that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And then remember we talked about this? I may just go short on Palantir. I know, I can't believe I'm saying that. But we did talk about it being weak today and possibly pulling out of NASDAQ. Not pulling out of the NASDAQ, obviously. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. But pulling the NASDAQ down would mean Palantir down as well. So here's a big move to the downside. The market's crashing a bit here, so not sure what this is about. We'll hold the last little bit of Snowflake. We're already, huge on this. So it's all good so far. But what was that? Am I watching Cardano 360? I haven't been paying much attention. What is that? Are they releasing something new today? I'm a hella long on Cardano at an embarrassingly low price. Still hovering around 170 though. I'll look up what that Cardano 360 is. I don't know. What's up, Brendo?
Hey guys, currency time. Let's have a quick look at what's happening on currency markets so far today. A lot of them in positive territory. The reason weakness in the US dollar once again. This is 90 on DXY, so we're back below 90 right now on a daily chart for DXY, heading back to the downside. The euro positive 0.07, the Canadian dollar back up as well, 0.4, back towards 83 cents for the CAD. British pound here, 0.5%, better part of 0.5% earlier, back towards 142 for the pound. So pretty much everything top to bottom in positive territory, including cryptos down here. Yeah, Bitcoin 3.5%. We're holding 40,000 on Bitcoin, guys, holding above. Ethereum back above 2,850, and Ripple having a nice day as well. Also holding, we mentioned it was testing from below $1 yesterday. So back to 102 for Ripple, guys. Back to you.
And there we go, Scott Hall. Scott, they're absolutely fantastic. This is what we're talking about. Personal thank you to your advice today on Ford. Just banked 3,200 for the day. You are the man. Big props. Again, that's great. You're hitting the keys though, Scott. And I'm just happy to be here to give it to you guys and to just, explain how I trade, give you guys the same opportunities that hopefully I had. And yeah, what up, Daryl? You may chill for the rest of the day. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that one. But again, thank you so much there for Scott for that as well. I would tweet that out. We did that with Zach already, but that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the love there. AMC also coming back down. That appears to be a good out for us at 22.80. So that's going to be the trade of the day. Follow me after the show. We'll be releasing that trade of the day, and we're also going to be doing a little pitch here for Day Trade the World, talking about market data. So if you want to get involved with Day Trade the World, watch the show after. We'll be doing a quick little to-do on that one, guys. But thank you so much, Scott, man. This is what it's all about. Taking the money on these calls, giving you the calls, and then putting the money where our mouth is. So that's a good one, guys. Thank you so much, Scott. This is why I do the show. You might not believe that, but honestly, it is. That's why I want to keep growing Twitter. I want to keep growing the community. Let's go. The show's free, right? All these winners, free. Let's go.
Exactly, and we're going to talk about this every single day, whether or not, look, as long as the market's open, and of course there is a holiday coming up on Monday, so I guess that's going to be the case. AMC is going to continue to pull back in here, guys, and that's what makes the BlackBerry the easier route to go, guys. It has to break 940 here for me to get that bottom. We talked about 925. I've already taken that first initial scalp trade off, and as long as we're coming back in on some of these names, then we're going to continue to have that short trade on BlackBerry in particular. I can tell you that VTNR, it's kind of jokes, but there is actually a VNTR, which usually you come up blank, but that's too close of a symbol. Come on, guys. Come on, NASDAQ. Don't do that to me. This 420 has not broken. This VWAP has not broken. So I take that profit out. I am holding this for a bigger push down that maybe tests that 370 or that original 350, because that's where we're short in the morning, and that's where that bid was at 350 that it caught. Now, I have to tighten the stop here. It's reckless when it comes in the money 10% like this and holds VWAP after an up halt not to cover in the money. So I'm looking at a 470 stop. I've adjusted my stop here, guys. We tell you guys ins. We tell you guys outs. If I move my stop, I'm going to let you guys know it as well. So that's it live. Look, it's in the money for me right now. I'm not necessarily concerned with it because it's still rolling over, but you have a bit of a change of plan, and you have to make that reaction. I have been neglecting TEL. little show and tell for you guys. It's breaking VWAP again. So we shorted again in front of $4. We had the original one here at 390. We essentially get the same average price at 392. It cannot break 375 this time. When it does not make this break, which was the break back up here off that lower consolidation, when it doesn't make the break below that particular price, there's no averages in off 4 even. It's just adjusting the stop for fewer shares because we've taken some profit and keeping it at 4 even. It breaks 4, I'm out. There is still a chance for this name because it's held that 350 for future breakout at that 425, which is the high of the day. So you can watch out for that in the aftermarket. Well, not the aftermarket. In the close show, if you open up in 315 and see me long at 425, it has to be that 350 has held on tell.
I don't have really anything to talk about, which is a surprise. I just want to, all the love here, guys. We shopped online, makes day trading alive. Thanks a lot. This is what we're doing. We're just trying to make it a little exciting for you, as well as try to give you some key levels, try to give you some breakouts and the ability to trade and make a little bit of money on the side. I do want to talk about AMD quickly, though. Just having a look here, 77.80. Oh, come on, charts. AMD, there we go. Here it is. So a nice move off the top. We did have this on our sticky note today to say if there was any NVIDIA love today, that you may get a nice follow through. And I know a lot of you don't trade $600 names because of equity restrictions or possibly margins and whatnot, and whatever your percentages are on your buying power or margin account. So we went to AMD, and I just thought that this could get going if NVIDIA did, but it's not really doing much. I cleaned this up yesterday and it returned, so I can't really show you a daily chart on AMD, but it's kind of just hovering. That's the point that I wanted to get at. It's not doing too much, $78. But then I look at NVIDIA today, and again, this is the point. They look almost identical, right? So if you want to find strength or weakness in one, you can obviously go to the other one. So just watch out for that. Still the AMD chart. This is what I'm saying. If you look, they're basically the same chart. A dip down, a move back up, and now we're right here again. So I want to talk about it because this could be another possibility for a day trade. If NVIDIA does hold the 620 area, then this is a possible long. I'd rather go long in here, 21s, 20s, something like that, to watch out for this. But the NASDAQ is falling through. So if NVIDIA does break 618, I think you could be in a little bit of trouble, possibly down. I don't know about 610, but definitely down into this 614 area. So you could have another 345 bagger here, not times, but bags, dollars downside there for NVIDIA.
Three bagger? No, you say three bagger to the downside. I'm literally.
3 times.
That's where you want the brown pants if NVIDIA does that.
We're not hoping for that, man. We just bought NVIDIA at 604, so let's hope that we don't let any of this money go flying. Did I hear we're ready for earnings? Or I'll throw it to Brendan anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do that. A couple of minutes to go here, guys, before we wrap things up. So let's have a look at what's coming up both aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow for earnings.
Hey, Salesforce on there.
Yeah, we love Salesforce. We'll see if they can close that Slack there and see what the market thinks about that. They'll probably say something about Slack. Let's not get caught with our pants down, if I could find that one here for a minute, with Gap, because Gap, you never know what's going to happen. I can't find that one. No, pants down. There it is. You want to make sure that Gap, if you're following GPS, guys, there it is. I want to call that up for you. This has been a crazy, crazy runner, and they're going to report tomorrow. So you got to be very, very careful about the retail sector. It's been so super hot as of late. Hopefully the charts will load up. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Just since, it's not the greatest move up, but we were just at $30 last month, move up to 36, 37 there. So that's 20% there in a month on Gap. It did touch the 50 period down here at 32. But again, this kind of formation sets up a little bit for disappointment. I'm not sure we test highs on Gap, but just watch out. We'll find out the shortable shares on this one, but I'm a little bit nervous for Gap. And then
Gap had news this morning, so it's only getting a 2% bump on that partnership. On the partnership, I believe, was it Amazon? I think it was Amazon. I have to check back in it, but they had
Amazon and Gap. Oh.
There was news on Amazon with a partnership. I'm forgetting it. I'll have to look into that story. But I did see they did have a positive note this morning and only going 2%. I'm with you, Sean. You saw what happened to Nordstrom's. Gap probably a little bit better, but they've had some disappointment with their brand.
Yeah, it was with Walmart.
Was Walmart? That's who it was. Walmart.
What's up, V?
Hey guys, thank you for spending this trading morning with us. Thank you for all the support, for 2,000 likes, and for all the love. Welcome all the new members. And guys, you know that your support means everything to us. We'll see you at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And happy National Grape Popsicle Day, everyone.
Yes, I mean, I'm loving grape popsicle. The only thing about grape popsicle, but I guess this is true of every popsicle, is that just gets all over your grill, right? Like, you give that to your kids, they're gonna have great mouth forever. So, but that's true of every popsicle. So I don't know. My favorite popsicle, I like lime. I mean, lime used to be pretty cool, but I always like orange. Like, I think about Gatorade. I don't know, lime.
My daughter is absolutely obsessed with it has to be a rainbow popsicle. She's been drawing them from time to time. But grape, come on. You know that's the best. Come on, son. Grape is the best.
Come on, so we love grape. What about you, Brendo?
Lucas just said banana.
Yes, yes, banana. Good call, Lucas.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Banana?
I'll go that route. Why not?
Yeah.
It's like
I'm with you,
the
though.
white cream color one, isn't it? Or is it just straight yellow?
Isn't that like pina
I've had
colada's one?
Banana's good. I got to give it. Honestly, you guys, put in the chat there. What about banana? I do like
Not a bad
freezies
call.
though.
Yeah.
Freezies are nice, man. Creamsicles? Oh, creamsicles.
I'll go with you, though. The lime is good. Very good.
Woo, lime. Yeah, Brendan.
Limeade popsicles.
Limeade. Here comes Brendan, by the way. Where is it? Hey, where's that Brendan cowboy thing? I just hit it. It's been removed. Oh, on Brendan's request?
It's denied.
Not denied. Okay,
that's
guys.
coming back.
Look, it's been a fantastic day, man. We still got all the bangers on. We still got Ford on. Ford's breaking 15. Ford's breaking 15 right now. We're just having too much fun. Neil, wrap this thing up. It's past 11. I got work.
Yeah,
to do.
we got to wrap it up, guys. We're coming back, of course. Sean's going to be doing both the trade of the day and, of course, that double duty here. That Day Trade the World event is coming through. And then we're back at the close, 3:15. As wild as this morning was, you know the close will be just as good. It always is for the entire team. And down the line, all in one breath, Valeria, my man Sean Katina, Brendan Wickens, and I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Valeria, you're on camera. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you at the close.
Bye.
Bye, guys.